121-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, May 23rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 91. Coming up on OTB, we yell about quarterback lists. We have a new edition of OTB Mailbag at 8:15. And Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? What's happening, y'all? Happy Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor hanging out with you this morning. Been a very fun morning. Everybody seems like everybody's in a pretty good random mood on this Tuesday, right? Vibes are high. The office is coming right along. We got some good brainstorming sessions going down. Boys, what's up? How are we feeling? The SEC tournament beginning today. LSU will not be playing, obviously, but, well, it's going to be a lot of fun to just basically have SEC baseball on from, 9:30 a.m. on, essentially. Yeah. Jake, what's up, man? How you doing?
Great, and we always appreciate when we get any kind of live sports here during the show.
Yeah, true.
Morning shows don't ever get that. We only get it like 3 times. And one of them's every 4 years in the World Cup.
I was going to say, World Cup. The World Cup stuff's always nice. That's
Maybe
always
Euros.
fun.
We get some Euro action.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. So, we don't get that chance very often. So I know it's going to be at the end of the show, but sitting here watching a little baseball in studio, and now we're all weatherman or woman because we're trying to figure out, is it going to rain in Hoover? Actually, no, scratch that. It's going to rain in Hoover.
I actually had no idea.
It rains every year.
I mean, true.
Fog,
Yeah,
rain, everything. So now we're just going to play the game, or are we going to get to play the game?
Mario, I don't think it's too hard to discern why you might be so bright and chipper this morning. The Lakers swept on their home floor. A game that it looked like they had well in hand until just a thunderous third quarter from the Nuggets. How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Shout out to the Nuggets going to their first NBA Finals. And I think as a sports fan, that's like one of the most special things you can experience. Like winning the championship is cool, but just going for the very first time like the Nuggets are and saying, wow, we're here, is something I think we can all kind of, relate to. The Saints 09, LSU back in 03.
Yep.
Hopefully the Pelicans experience it one day. But very happy for the people of Denver, and it's going to be fun finals.
LSU women's basketball, right?
Yep.
Now, granted, unlike the Nuggets, who don't feel like they've ever really been that close, LSU knocked the door a few times. But, yeah, you're right. It is always the best feeling. You know who's happy today, Jake? Antonio McDyess.
Oh.
Yeah, how about that?
What a name pull.
I know.
So proud of you right now.
One of my favorite cards I ever had was this, holographic Nuggets, Antonio McDyess dunking the ball. It's just seared into my brain.
Although I'm pretty sure he went to Alabama, which I know you don't
what?
like. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So that's how you know this is funny, that McDyess like me and McDyess, I was so young at the time that it's even kind of pre my true Alabama hate, right? So that wouldn't have even jumped off the radar to me at the time that he went to Alabama, because I was kind of like Alabama ambivalent. I really, I wouldn't really like that back then. Well, that's a little disappointing. I still like you, though.
I apologize for if I ruined Antonio McDyess for you. I truly do apologize for that. Anybody else got a random Denver Nugget?
A random Denver Nugget. Eduardo Nájera. Shout out Danny.
Okay. Who's that?
He was the first Mexican NBA player. I don't know if
on.
he's the only one now, but yeah.
Taylor, any random Denver Nuggets?
I remember the time Allen Iverson played for the Nuggets and was like really good for like a season, and then people just kind of him and Melo played together for like a year.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Wait, okay, vaguely now you're like, you're literally knocking off.
It was like
rust
Iverson's like last season
off a brain pipe.
Were they together 2 years or just one?
I think 1 or 2 at most. But that was such a weird time. Those two guys and George Karl. That was a weird fit.
It was weird because like they both put up a lot of numbers because it's Melo and AI, but like I don't even think they made the playoffs.
I don't think so either. A lot of
Mahmoud
offense.
Abdul-Rauf played there as well.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I remember him growing up as a Nugget for sure. But AI, and played with the Melo jersey, the baby blue Melo jersey that everyone seemed to own. That's when Allen Iverson in that era. I believe.
Damn.
Yes, Anthony Carter was his backup point guard. That's another random Nugget.
I guess the
Like
point
literally.
is
Shout out
that
Paul Millsap as well. Like, sure, I bet you played for the Nuggets.
Louisiana.
Probably did.
it's just pretty easy to like the Nuggets. I mean, just like they haven't offended a lot of people along, over the years. They've pretty much been bad our entire lifetime. Like maybe as a Pelicans fan, you're like, they're in the West, but you don't have a lot of the same emotion that you have for a lot of these other Western teams. They have a classic big man and guard combination, right? Like, don't we love a good tag team? Kobe and Shaq. Yep. I mean, for me, it was always Shaq and Penny, me and my little brother.
Stockton and Malone. You're a big fan of that, I know.
Yeah, I loved them back in the day. Give me some more big man guard squads.
Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer were really good for a few years.
I love it. A good underrated one. Absolutely. Darren Williams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go John Starks and Charles Oakley. Probably didn't fit into y'all's category, but
how about Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady?
That'll play. So whatever. It's so like an old comedy routine. You also really recognize kind of Jokic and Murray, and I mean watching Jokic play is pretty incredible because he just doesn't jump, and he's the literal center of the universe. He's like the conductor of the orchestra, and then Murray's like some incredible soloist that can take over if he needs to at times. So they're just an easy team to like, I guess. And like even Miami, I'm happy because I hate Boston, but like I'm not really cheering for Miami. I will be cheering for the Nuggets in this.
I mean, I watched the game, and y'all know I haven't been watching the NBA postseason, but last night I did watch the game whenever we got home, and gosh, the Lakers just looking for every single call and throwing up their arms anytime somebody breathes on them. I'm like, look, I wasn't trying for the Lakers to win, but I'm like, I really didn't care who won, but I'm like, oh my God, get them out of here.
There was an interesting chart making the rounds not too long ago that showed the free throw disparity based on for each team during the playoffs, and it was pretty extremely. Now, it could be style of play and everything else, and it was most extreme between the Lakers and the Warriors, but the Lakers seem to have gotten a lot of those calls, so they were looking for.
I was shocked they didn't get one to you on that last play. Did you watch the last play?
Yeah, like the LeBron block. Yeah, I know. I mean,
like, really? Okay.
But I mean, it's clean, dude.
It's every bit of it's clean, but surprise.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you for sure. Shout out to the Nuggets though, eliminating the LA Lakers. So okay, look, we got SEC baseball though. Today, SC tournament getting underway. Okay, I'm going to have this discussion as if the weather plays out fine, but like Jake said, who knows, right? But first game, UJ, South Carolina, should be at 9:30 a.m. So right there at 9:30, we already get to do a little scouting report, okay? South Carolina, look, I know we complained about LSU being injured, but really, when you look around the league, pretty much like everyone save for Florida has had to deal with the same amount of injuries that LSU has. The South Carolina's had to deal with even more, and they've had to deal with them later in the season, and they are kind of reeling from it, right? So do you get to square up once again with UGA? You're going to get to South Carolina? We will have to wait and see, but I'll be. Well, what do you think happens there, Jake?
Oof, South Carolina. Now, I mean, they still have some Jimmies and Joes for sure. I mean, they got one of the best freshmen, not only like in the country, but that we've seen in the last couple of years. I think they figure it out. I think when you get into this situation and when you look how consistent they can be on the mound, because they don't have overpowering arms, but they do have arms that are going to live in the strike zone. They've got multiple relievers that they can come in and change speeds as well. So I do like South Carolina to get it done, and then it will set up the game 3 of the series we never got.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Finally, dude. The rubber match that was postponed earlier this year. So that'll be tomorrow morning in that same time slot. And then today, 30 minutes after UJ South Carolina wraps up, you get Texas A&M Tennessee. This to me, I guess there's 2 games on this list that I see like this. But I mean, I think Tennessee wins here. Texas A&M's been fine. They've kind of been up and down all year, but Tennessee seems to have found something this second half of the season.
Well, with Tennessee's rotation, I think we talked about it yesterday. They're going to be alive in any tournament format.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got guys that they can throw out there and are going to be some of the best in the country. Now, can the bats kind of back them up whenever they do toe the rubber? That's going to be the main question there. But I do like Tennessee in this matchup as well. Tennessee is one of those very interesting teams because obviously, like when they win, you're like, okay, that makes sense. You look at the roster. I know they lost a lot in the lineup, but still, again, going back to it in the postseason, pitching is going to be key here. And Texas A&M just never quite figured out. They were top 5 preseason.
Yeah,
they came in at number 5. They've never really put it together for 2 straight weeks, and so they've been good. They certainly haven't been great, and they've been inconsistent.
Yeah, so Tennessee 11-4 in their second half of their SEC slate entering here. Alabama, Kentucky, that's probably the closest battle. That's going to be at 5:30. 2 teams that are looking to, well, certainly Kentucky looking to see if they can host, and a win would probably.
I think one win would lock it up. They'd be there at the back end of hosting, but they got to get the win.
Yeah.
So this one means a lot to Kentucky. You never know how somebody's going to format the SEC tournament or any conference tournament. I wouldn't be shocked if Kentucky's like, hey, we're throwing our Friday night guy. We have to win this this game. I mean, it's the difference in hosting or not hosting. I mean, RPI is 2, SEC seed is 8, top 25 rankings 19.
Yeah.
So they're a little all over the place. Now the RPI is going to bump them up, but I think one win solidifies them hosting.
Yeah, and then finally 30 minutes after that. So I mean, who knows? We could be talking about. I mean, again, it is going to be 12 hours straight of SEC baseball over there in Hoover. After that, you'll get Mizzou and Auburn. And I feel like Auburn probably, I mean, there's not a hotter team in the league, 12-3, 17 wins now. They win this, they're guaranteed a host spot. Auburn, I think, rolls Mizzou here. But, yeah, man, I'm excited for it to get underway. Okay, when we get back, there are some LSU baseball players who got some individual awards. We got a shout-out to some new champions. And ESPN also ranked the top 75 quarterbacks of the 2000s, and the list is maybe not what you would fully expect. So we love talking about old names and breaking down. So we're going to do that as well. So look, if you want to hang out, youtube.com/1045 ESPN, hit the like button. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com, allstartoyota of batonrouge.com. That website, you can find your next Toyota. You can actually order straight there from the website if you want. You can go ahead and chat with service members, sales members. You can set up service. You can start to explore some of the incredible deals they got going on. Always got great deals for veterans. Thank you for your service. And for recent graduates as well, which I know is in the air right now. So whether you need a minivan, you want a big truck like a Tundra, Tacoma, everybody knows that a Toyota stands the test of time. So explore yours today with our favorite All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Go check it out today if you're buying new, which we've taken part in. If you're leasing, which we've taken part in. If you're renting, which we've certainly taken part in that as well. No matter what you're doing over there, it is going to be done with first-class service. So go check out the website. Find the vehicle that meets your needs, your family's needs. Everybody's going to have different needs, but they've got you covered over at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put
Charles Handegriff, join us for the Tuesday edition of Handy Time. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas as we come down the stretch in the NBA and NHL. Handy Time, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB SEC tournament about getting underway here in a little bit. And, well, Chad says it's already raining in Hoover. Seems like it's going to be raining for the next few hours. So, Jake, it looks like already. Maybe you're right. So we're talking championship baseball, but before we look over to Hoover, there's some championship baseball played here in the capital city last night in the 6U baseball championship.
Let's go, Louisiana Sluggers. Shout out to my fellas. They got it done last night, had a great game. I'm giving them a shout out here. You see the fellas behind me right there on the screen. David, Jack, SJ, Paul, Chip, William, Graham, Landon, Hayden, John, Lucas, and my man Memphis. And, of course, the coaches, Coach Ladd and Coach Matthew. They won the championship. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, I kind of get the baseball craze now. I was enjoying it, sitting down there, you know, in the outfield, down the line. A lot of fun.
Once you got a little fun.
Shout out to the Sluggers.
You got a little hit. Now you understand where these dads are coming from.
Hey, you know, maybe not some of them. Some of them that we like to talk to on a daily basis, you know, but
so
I get it.
This does mean, though, that they get rings. And I feel like you've taken stances on Little League rings on this program before. So how are we squaring this circle? How are we feeling today?
You know, if it's a regular season and then you go to the postseason and then you win the championship, we can get a ring. You know?
Oh, okay. So it's only the weekend.
It's the weekend.
Okay, the weekend tournament rings that you have the issue with.
Yes.
Hey, that's a really good spin zone. That is a grade A moving of the goalposts there that I can really appreciate.
Yep.
I just can't wait for Memphis to tell baby Harlow in a couple of years, like the dad off of Friday Night Lights. He's like, hey, get you one of those. When she's playing 6U softball, T-ball.
Yeah.
Hey, Harlow, where you at? Get you one of
That's
those,
right.
girl. Come on.
That's right. I mean, football and baseball championships for the fellas. A good year. Good year for the Sluggers.
That is awesome. Good job, Coach. I cannot say the same for myself, as I am now 0 for 2 seasons as an assistant coach. Didn't win a single soccer game, getting outscored, no exaggeration, about 30-0 every game. And then probably getting outscored about 30-7 every T-ball game. So we're going to get in that win column eventually, man. Look, hey, you know what? I feel like after Moses and them had to walk in the desert for 40 years, the land of milk and honey felt all the better. Right?
Oh, great.
I don't think Moses gets to go. That's not the point. The point
is, though,
the longer, he didn't get to go, right? But the point is, the longer that you don't get to taste that sweet manna from heaven, when you finally get it, it's going to taste that much better. Okay?
Yep.
So shout out to the Louisiana Sluggers. Also shout out to some SEC award winners, as a lot of LSU Tigers heard their names called as the SEC handed out their regular season baseball awards. Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens named SEC Pitcher and Player of the Year. Of course, also first team All-SEC. Makes it back-to-back years that Dylan Cruz has been named SEC Player of the Year. Pretty incredible. Also, Cruz named the SEC All-Defensive Team, as in case you didn't notice, he has a 1,000 fielding percentage on the entire year, because there's nothing that Dylan Cruz can't do.
That 1,000?
Yeah. Yes, hasn't made a single error.
Are you a cyborg?
I know. It's insane. I mean, what's crazy is you read the batting average, because you go over the stats and you get these titles, right? And it's like 431, and you're kind of like, oh man, it's so down, right? But like, that's the kind of year that he's been having, and the on base percentage is still like 570. Basically getting on nearly 60. Has he still been on base every game this year? I believe, right? I'd have to double check. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because even when he reached an error a few times, like he's been unbelievable. I think there's also a great opportunity to probably go over Paul Skeens once again, right? Because we're here into whatever these last appearances that we'll get of Paul Skeens are. But right now, leads the SEC in wins with 10. He got double-digit wins. Leads the country in strikeouts with 164, a 1.77 ERA, in a year, Jake, where like 3.5 is great. If you're 3.5 this year, you're like really good for what the SEC is looking for. And you got Skeens at 1.7. He's thrown 86 innings, which leads the league. So he's consistently going deep for you every single week and saving your pin when you need the most. Opponent batting average of 161. And how about this? I didn't even realize this. Has now worked his way to number 2 all-time to Ben McDonald in the single-season strikeout ranking. Ben struck out 202 in 89, but of course, Skeens is never going to even get the opportunity to face that many batters. So insane that in this era, he's even pushing those sorts of numbers.
Yeah, I mean, he's been, not only has he been dominating opponents, but he's been doing it in the best league in college baseball. Like, when you see a lot of stats up there, and it's not disrespecting anyone, but it's like from mid-majors or from another program, like, no, you're doing it in a league in which the ERA has gone up. What was it, the last 5 years?
Yes.
I think it's gone up every single year. And not just like good, like you said, T. Like, if he was like sitting at 2.98 ERA, like, man, this guy's a stud.
Yeah.
What he's doing is unheard of. Like, you can't even imagine what he's doing. So that's why, it's like LSU. You cannot waste a man's start. You can't do it.
No, that's right.
He is giving you everything that you possibly could want. Like, his bad outings, I'm using bad in air quotes for those not watching. Like, he gives up 2 runs in 7 innings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, he's special. You can't waste. When he's out there on the mound, it's almost must win because of what he's giving you.
I mean, the only thing that he gives up are solo shots, and it's just because he throws it so hard that if you, actually make contact, you have a pretty good chance of getting it out there.
So I do real quick want to go back to Dylan Cruz.
Yeah.
Because you were laying it out there. I wonder where he is going to live in LSU baseball lore, because when you start looking at some of the stats, right, the 54 home runs is great, 171 RBIs, fantastic. Lifetime batting average here at LSU, 375.
Yeah.
He's got 3 more walks than he does strikeouts in his
insane.
LSU career. He's 137 to 134. You talked about the fielding percentage, which is never going to get its just due. It's just like it's not.
It's the unglamorous part of the game.
Right. But like people that, sit there and study the game, like that's a part of why he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. And so does he end up with his jersey next to Todd Walker and Ben McDonald and all the other guys,
Ooh, this is where I don't know. This is where we have to bring in it's the championship thing, right? I don't know. I'm looking at Mario because I know he is normally a defender of ring culture on this program. I know Taylor probably is as well. Jake, you are too to some extent. I'm probably the most against it, so I would say sure, but let's be completely honest. If this team ends in disappointing fashion with a slumping Cruz, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to not really have probably the energy to make something like that happen. Am I off base here?
I feel you, because when you go to a program that has as much success as LSU baseball's had, like if you went to a program that maybe won one or they hadn't won a national championship, it doesn't even come into the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's been, before.
If you had Awaken Tennessee or something and we're back to back, then I think you're probably automatically.
Yeah. So before, let's use Mississippi State. Before they won that national title a couple years ago, you weren't going to not recognize Will Clark and Rafael Palmeiro and some of their greats, like Jake Mangum. All those guys were going to get recognized, right?
True.
A championship changes just a little bit there, and they've got one. LSU does kind of change the conversation, right, wrong, or indifferent. And in this case, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
If you're one of the best players to ever play at a program like LSU, if we put the numbers together, and every baseball era is a little bit different, but I don't think it has to, hey, you got to go win one to get your jersey up there. He's been the best player in college football for the last 2 years.
I think that maybe just a trip to Omaha gets it done. But do you agree, Mario? Is that enough?
It's been since 2017. It's a long time for LSU.
It's true.
6
wow,
years.
It's been that long.
I just put in the chat, the Pelicans won a playoff series more recently than LSU has been to Omaha.
That is a fun fact.
And Mario will be the only person that gives you a fact like that today.
Yeah, oh, wow, that is kind of crazy. I know that UNC used to have a rule that you could only get your jersey retired if you're on a team that made a Final Four. So maybe no championship, but making it to Omaha is not a bad qualifier. Yeah, but again, it's like you said, everything's a function of expectations, and UNC ain't, they're not trading in individual greatness, right? It's gotta come with team greatness if you want. And baseball's weird because look at this year. You have all the individuals. Look, Tommy White was also named first team All SEC, and Tommy White's currently got he's number 2 in the nation, nearly averaging 2 ribbies a game. He's number 11 in the country in slugging percentage. He's got 89 RBI this year. He's one of the most. So they've got all the individuals. They just it's a question of whether or not the back end of this team can hold together. Jake, this LSU baseball team is kind of like your proverbial glass cannon. That's a term that I get from a lot of video games when you got a character that's maybe like a high damage dealer, but can also be killed relatively easily, right? They can completely overwhelm you and shock you and just come out with this huge initial burst, but it's can they hang on as the spaceship starts to kind of rattle apart as the flight continues?
I wonder, and yes, I agree with you. Can you hold on long enough? Because you have a well-built machine at the front of it. Can the front withstand enough to keep up and hold on for the back? So I wonder what the roster is how it's going to take shape. And I say that because SEC tournament, sometimes you got to be a little unique. you want to win, but it's not the say-all, be-all.
Yeah,
okay?
True.
But then you get to a regional, and you have to be smart there as well. But when you look at the pitching staff, do you go in and say, you know what? We've tried. We have tried. You're only getting in if we're down 17-2.
Yeah.
This is going to be our core. Here's our core guys. We're either going to win or lose with this core.
Yeah.
And you take a look, like even like a Christian Little. There's not a lot of faith right now in Christian Little, right? And so, like, the talent's there, but just like in Mean Girls, they tried to make Fetch a thing. How many more times are you going to make Christian Little be a thing?
Well,
until you're like, okay, hey, we got to bring somebody else in that can be competitive within the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's just the lack of control is just too crazy. That is one thing that I was thinking about this morning is like we said, everybody has injuries. This is not a problem that is unique to LSU. Everybody, arguably other teams have, like Arkansas has had probably even worse injuries, and they remember how weird it was when they randomly made Hagen Smith like, okay, he's no longer be the Friday starter. We're just going to kind of use him to try to guarantee a win over the week. Well, like Dave Van Horn just manipulated that situation perfectly. What I'm thinking about LSU is, it's not just the injuries that explains it. It's that guys that we thought were going to be guaranteed successes just haven't worked out, because you still have Christian Little, you still have Thatcher Hurd. And if we think back to preseason expectations, those are the exact guys that you thought you would be relying on. Like, we didn't know that Garrett Edwards was actually going to be that guy. We didn't know that Chase Shores was going to be that guy. So it's a weird thing where, yes, injuries happen, but also the design ended up being a bit flawed, where guys just haven't lived up to your expectations for them. No, look, I still love Hurd's direction overall, where he's trending. The battle last week, like I am
going
on,
5 innings was.
I'm
obviously
on Thatcher Hurd at this point. Like he's been way more good than bad lately, and I'll take anything I can on that back end. But certainly, like, it's still short of where you were maybe expecting him to be preseason. Where
real quick, because I know we have to take a break. Who, like, 5 guys that you think will be coming out of the bullpen? So if Thatcher Hurd's one, Cooper's got to be one.
Yeah. I mean, Gavin Guidry's definitely, Griffin Herron and probably both still definitely in there. I mean, just because you've seen the most out of them. Cooper probably right behind them or somewhere in there. I don't know. Cooper. And then Blake Money. Blake Money's at least been.
You know what you're going to get.
He'll at least pitch to contact a bit more. Like he said, Little's just hard to trust because it's just so erratic at this point. But yeah, that's what I would say my grouping would be. And look, shout out Bear Jones, who got named to the 2023 All-Freshman team as well. Here's the weird part, man. I'm sick of feeling like, though, a little like LSU baseball. Like, when did everybody's being a little scary? When everybody becomes so scared. Like, I get it. I get it. As we said, there's been a few results here lately that were literally tailor-crafted to kind of play on any insecurities that you have. But at the end of the day, you have the SC Player of the Year. You have the SEC Pitcher of the Year. You have Tommy White. Like, you have all the – like, get back some of that swagger that you had at the beginning of this season. I need this team to kind of refine that bully ambiance here over the next couple of weeks.
Where's that come from, in your opinion? Like, it's not rhetorical. Like, does that come from Jay? Does that come from the fans? Does that come from the players?
I mean, I think so. I think it has to come from the players, and I think the issue is that they fully see how sketchy things on the back end are, and it makes them insecure, and they see their Superman looking more human than he's looked all year in Dylan Cruz, and so like there's a couple big elements at play with that psychology right now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right about Cruz, and he showed some emotion at home run he hit against Georgia. Like, yeah, it does have to come certainly from the players, and there's a couple of guys. That lineup certainly has guys that can give that to you, but you'd like to see someone trot in from the bullpen, grab the ball, have that look on their face, and just go mow down in order, and then go back to the dugout and gain some of that confidence.
Hurd did it a couple weeks ago. When was it? Was it Alabama when he came in that Friday night and just looked smooth as hell? I think it was 2 Ks out of 3, but like just looked completely in control. And then he kind of, he had a minor setback, but still, I don't know. maybe he just finds himself. Whatever. Be the bully again, dude.
There you
okay?
go.
That's what I'm saying. Get your confidence back.
Real quick before we
Some rejuvenate.
leave this, Hunt, obviously, big baseball fan, knows his baseball. Dylan Cruz, jersey retired, going back 10 minutes. He said the answer is yes. Only two-time SEC Player of the Year in program history, number 1 overall pick. His number is going up.
There you go.
We trust Hunt in that.
Then I am happy with that. But I am also the least ring culture guy on the show, so that this pleases me. I did not realize only two-time SEC Player of the Year in program history. That does kind of put in perspective really what you've seen. Think about the incredible players that have come through here. All right. So it's a little LSU baseball SC tournament talk. Let's talk a little. We're going to do a little football trip down memory lane here, as if you enjoy thinking about names that you haven't thought about in a while. This list is an unending gold mine. The top 75 quarterbacks of the 2000s. We still got OTB mailbag coming up. We got Nick Underhill coming up as well later. Jake Hayner to get to. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing at Corval Toyota in Opelousas on select 2023 models. We also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hunt. Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll have LSU's opponent for Wednesday's SEC tournament game, Fletcher Mackel from Saints OTAs, and Glenn West on the Tigers. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to OTB. We got Jake Hainer talk coming up to kick off hour 2. We also got OTB mailbag as well. Right now, though, Jake, you put this into the document earlier. ESPN came out with a list, and it is the top 75 quarterbacks of the 2000s. If it sounds like I'm going slow, it's because I'm trying to fill time as I bring it back up once again. Here we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will say this before we get started. There's a couple of different ways that you can view this. You can, view it as, wait a minute, why is that person number 1? Why is my guy not higher? And you can get angry at it, or you can celebrate where your guy's at. That's a way to certainly look at this list. And these things are always fun this time of year.
I want to get angry.
Or the thing that I did the first time I saw it, I went down memory lane and oh man, I forgot about that dude.
Yeah.
Or, oh man, when I was getting recruited and watching him play college football, or even when I was in the NFL Saturday night snack, and we're sitting there and we're watching some of these quarterbacks and we're all hyped to see them that week. I kind of went back there and remembered those times. And so for me, I went down memory lane and some of these quarterbacks that I remember watching and kind of really honestly forgot about.
Yeah, I did a thing. So I have a mouse wheel on the mouse in our office that is y'all boy know how good it feels when you have a weighted kind of free spinning mouse wheel. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's so greased up that a simple flick, it just feels like it's perfectly greased ball bearings. Whatever. It's one of the best feelings on a computer in the world. And I have one of those in there. And so I was just flicking it and then stopping it like a globe at random and seeing who showed up. And it was a very fun game. The first person that showed up, I completely forgot about him, dude. Landry Jones.
Yep.
Landry Jones was incredible at Oklahoma. He checks in at number 39 on this list. Did y'all know this? Literally no Power 5 quarterback ever has thrown for more career yards than Landry Jones. Landry Jones threw for 16,646 yards. Power 5, obviously, because you do have Timmy Chang on this list at 73 as well.
That was another. Timmy Chang was certainly a name that caught my attention. I went down to number 68, Brad Smith at
I do
Mizzou.
not remember Brad Smith
Oh,
at
my
all,
gosh.
dude.
So Brad Smith, he played from 02 to 05, 8,644 passing yards, 56 touchdowns through the air, ran for another 4,000 and some change, and 44 rushing touchdowns. So in 2000, Woody Dantzler from Clemson, he became the first quarterback to produce 2,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in the same season. Then Brad Smith came along, and he averaged that for his career.
Yeah,
so he kind of changed the game. He was a special teams war daddy in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, he kind of played all over the place in the NFL, but he was a core special teams guy and really, really good player.
Athlete.
Yes.
You're obviously to go. I mean, the old put the best athlete at quarterback, and then just making his way on the NFL.
He
level.
played a little QB in the NFL out of the Wildcat spot for the Jets for a time. They lined him up a receiver.
Why do I
Wildcat.
not remember Brad Smith?
He was with the
I'm gonna
Jets.
have to look up some
with
Brad
the
Smith
Jets is kind of where he made his bones. That's where I remember him
that's where I
from.
played against him a bunch of different times. Yeah.
Kick returner. I mean, he was a less physical Taysom Hill, if you will. I mean, kick returner, wide receiver, quarterback, whatever they needed him as.
I mean, I'll never forget Joey Harrington. It's kind of when I was about 10 to 12 when he was playing, and so that's when my college football fandom really came online. I started logging memories, and I just remember those Oregon teams being really good. him wearing number 3 like the cannon, which made me happy.
Yeah.
He checks in at number 55 on this list. All right, so look, we could play this game all day. Shout out David Carr from Fresno State on this list.
Shout out to one of your co-hosts, number 43, Aaron Murray.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I didn't even see where Aaron came in on this list.
13,000 and some change passing yards, completed 62% of his passes at that time. That was a really high number. 121 touchdowns to only 41 interceptions, and ran for 16 tuds.
How did we forget about, is it Dan LeFavor? You remember him?
Oh,
back
from
in the day,
Central Michigan?
From Central Michigan, yes. 06 to 2009. All right, okay, so look. So as you can see, dude, there's a lot of interesting names in this list, right? Chase Daniel, Graham Hale, Rex Grossman. Think about Rex Grossman. Almost won a Natty, almost won a Heisman, like played for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about him actually being that good.
That's a very fair point. He's the almost guy, for
That's
sure.
crazy.
If he does one of those things,
yes.
he gets talked about much more.
So close so many times. All right, but I know what you all want to do. You all want to yell about where Joe Burrow's on the list because there's not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 quarterbacks ranked ahead of Joe Burrow on here. Let's break it down next in OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
No one ranks above Central Plumbing in my book, dude. When it comes to any plumbing problems, I go with the Payne family because they've been at it for 50 years. And, well, you stand the test of time because your customers love you. But it also means, right, you have experience, right? You're not going to hit them with a problem they don't know how to solve. So old house, new house, it doesn't matter. It's also not just residential, commercial work as well. If you have an office building, you need all of your building's plumbing needs met. They have the paperwork, insurance personnel to do so. So take advantage of the flat rate pricing, 24/7 service. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. CentralPlumbing.org.
When you go to the website, right there on the homepage, you'll see a full list of what they can do for you, which is going to include a lot. And doesn't really matter how big or small the job is. The fleet is ready to go. And you'll see that as soon as you go to CentralPlumbing.org. But always pick up the phone, give them a call, 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home in Baton Rouge. I'm ready what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville or NOLAFlooring.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR. The SEC baseball tournament underway. We'll know LSU's opponents. We'll start to break down the matchups. Join us for Tuesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Here to Weird to the Cantina this morning. All right, so the 4 quarterbacks that are above... even though Daniel Bashers make me want to go on a side route down here, just thinking about those old computer mice. They used to have those almost like egg yolk looking balls in them. Do you remember what I'm talking about? They were like the old mice where it was a literal ball that would like roll in the bottom in order to move it on the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember we used to torture our librarian in high school in all sorts of like just messed up high school ways. But that's one of the things we used to do was just steal those balls constantly and hide them throughout the library. So none of them worked. I remember high school kids, man.
Oh, jerks. All of us.
We whatever. We thought she was mean, so we called her Big Red because she had red hair. And I remember at one time we printed out. No.
Okay.
But we printed out on every sheet of printer paper there was. We printed like in big red font, like caution big red, so on like hundreds and hundreds of sheets, and then we put those back in all the printers, so every time anybody tried to print anything all day, it just came with that on the front.
This is awful, but I can't let you go down this road by yourself. My high school librarian looked like Jar Jar Binks.
Wow.
And that's what she was referred to in the hallways, was Jar Jar Binks.
And really, like, librarians deserve all of our love and respect.
Yeah.
And we're out here just being.
Now that I think about it, as a 38-year-old, she was actually very nice.
Yeah, it feels bad. She actually, you know what? I don't know that I feel that Big Red was nice, but you're right. She probably was. I just probably was too immature to see it.
Okay, we've grown.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez. Anyway, okay, so the 4 quarterbacks that were ahead of Joe Burrow on this list. Joe Burrow comes in at number 5. He's right ahead of Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray, but you have Tim Tebow checking in at number 4. I think they actually do a pretty good job here, Jake, kind of pointing out, look, in 2006, he was a piece of a natty team. In 2007, he wins a Heisman. In 2008, he has this speech, wins a natty. And then in 2009, they go 13-1, Heisman top 5. And like, it's a pretty complete 4-year run.
It is. And when Tim was doing what he was doing, nobody else was doing it at that level.
Yeah.
Like, think about what, nobody was really dictating games like he did at that position.
True.
Like, that was just a different team with the weapons he had, the way that he was used there. I mean, everything kind of came together. Very unique talent for Tim to not really, you can say what you want, and look, it is what it is, and not being able to, air quotes, make all the throws, but still just finding a way. It's a really impressive career.
And then Vince Young's up there, which I find to be, it's absolutely, he had a great career, but certainly he overcame one of the great teams of all time, right? Like Vince Young gets vaulted up because of the opponent. Though I guess you could say, I mean, it's weird. The only thing that works against Burrow on lists like this, Jake, is just how talented LSU was. That's what everybody's like. That's why Cam Newton comes in at number 2 on this list, is because he overcame having no one and just singularly brought a team to a national championship. But then Baker Mayfield at number 1, the true anti-ring culture choice. How about that?
They say Newton, Young, and Burrow had the best seasons. Mayfield had the best career. Baker Mayfield didn't have the career that Tim Tebow had, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You feared Tim Tebow much more. Baker, outstanding college football player. You didn't fear him like you feared Tebow if we're going career.
I agree. More OTB hour number 2 coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Turn my music high, 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 high. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you can run the slalom. The cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, May 23rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 91. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag at 8:15, and Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. If you're in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, come hang out. David Nocquin says, anyone ever seen T-Bob and Tommy White in the same room? Carly says that she's always thought that Tanks is a time-traveled version of myself. I'm getting happier and happier reading all of this. And then Jeff G says Tanks has a real mustache that touches his beard. So, thanks, Jeff G.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought
I was feeling good about myself.
I thought you were about to read. I swing a bat left-handed. He's right-handed. No. Straight mustache.
Yeah. Joke's on you. I look like a fat pirate. Okay. Hashtag. Oh, well, actually, we'll get to more of these during OTB.
Have you ever tried, don't they have stuff that you can, rub and make it grow? Because it's close to touching.
No, but a tenuous touch is worse than,
Really?
Yeah, at a certain point, you got to call a spade a spade.
Oh, man, it's like when you're, 12, 13 years old and you're trying to hold hands in the movie. Your hands are barely touching, but it's a big deal. Like, if your mustache and your beard touched, it doesn't have to be a lot. It'd still be a big deal.
At 12 and 13 years old, yes. But not...
Yeah, the whole movie, you're inching your way over there.
I get what you're saying, but in
the
the same way that that slightly touching a hand is what you're looking for at 12 and 13, a slightly touching beard and mustache is what you're looking for at 12 and 13. So, what I'm saying is, you age out of both.
That's fair. Okay,
so,
that's fair.
No,
fair.
a tenuous connection
I was trying to
worse.
help, but you're right.
A tenuous connection is worse than no connection at all. But it hasn't stopped me from being devastatingly good looking, like the New Orleans Saints' new quarterback. Now, Jake, I don't know if there was a bigger upset yesterday than this Warren Sharp thread that we found on Twitter that seems to be making the rounds on Saints Twitter yesterday. It's also interesting because, look, Warren Sharp is someone who is he was a massive NFL fan. He got completely obsessed with the NFL. He started creating analytical models, and now he quite literally works with NFL teams and consults and helps NFL teams try to understand the game, right? He is, to me, one of the premier kind of football minds. He's someone who never really played the game, never coached the game, and yet is deeper involved in the game than most, right? So whatever. The point is, this is a very legitimate football mind. And I guess somehow, I don't know what he was combing through to show you everything that comes across his desk. He found the full Jake Haener photo shoot out of New Orleans, and it is absurd. It's actually legitimately funny. He's got, look, those are his kind of, how would you describe that? That's like a little
pouty face.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Pouty, yes. A little pouty face, a little softer. He has kind of a...
you guys ever seen Zoolander?
Yeah, his
blue steel right there.
But see, that's not full blue steel.
No.
If you go 2 pictures deeper into the thread, Taylor, you'll get to full blue steel.
That is Joey Lawrence.
That is.
I said
Joey
it to you.
Lawrence,
that is Joey Lawrence.
Oh my God,
he looks identical to him.
So I guess the reason why, though, okay, so if you're wondering where the hell are they going with this, is that I actually think this is legitimately funny, okay? It's very easy for something like this to become kind of cringy. I also think that it's very easy to use something like this to try to pretend that you have personality, right? I feel like I would be able to sniff it out if this wasn't legitimate. I feel like the only way this works is if you are actually funny and you actually go for it, like without self-consciousness, which I think he did. And why this makes me think Jake Haener is going to be a better quarterback is because when we interviewed him at Senior Day, Jake, he was locked in, and rightfully so. That's a week where you've got to be locked in, right, at the Senior Bowl. But he was deadly serious, like as tight as anyone that we've maybe ever interviewed. And that is good to a point, as we're going to talk about here with Haener. He is obsessive, analytical, all these sorts of things to try to overcome whatever physical limitations you have. But at the end of the day, you do have to be likable. Like, guys have to like you. You have to be kind of funny. You have to be easy to get along with, right? Like, you can't just be ultra serious soldier man. And so to see this, I'm like, okay, he has there's definitely a side of him that I was not aware of at that Senior Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't see it there. And again, he's supposed to do exactly what he did. He was very buttoned up with us. But, you know, kind of going back to this weekend and being around some of those quarterbacks that I was around, we were having a conversation. And the thing like that makes guys like Phillip Rivers great, and Peyton had this too, no matter what section of the locker room they were in, they fit in and thrived.
Yep.
And not everybody can do that. Like Phillip was somebody, you know, obviously a lot of children, very religious, didn't say cuss words and like all this deal, but it didn't matter. Like he was the lifeline of the team. He could be in the Family Guy section, thriving. He could be in the single guys that go out all night section, thriving. He could be in the newlywed, you know, maybe having their first child, trying to figure out, thriving. Like he could be in any situation in the locker room and thrive. You can't be robot guy.
He could probably even do the rare kind of hang out with maybe the more Bible study crowd, but then also with the degenerates.
100%. And you would never know. And that's who you in my opinion, like you have to be that guy in the locker room. And it has to be organic. You can't force it, but like he had that. And you can get away with it maybe for a while. Like look at Russ. Look at Russell Wilson right now. Like he got away with it in one spot. You go somewhere else where maybe you don't get as you know, protected, and they're like, whoa, what's this guy got going on?
Yeah. I guess Russ is the ultimate example of like what potentially happens when people maybe don't like playing for you. What is that laugh about, Taylor? What has you giggling back there?
Russell Wilson. He's just cringe.
Just in general. Wow.
Just Wilson in general makes me laugh.
Pass.
Yeah, I know.
Run pass.
I know.
Yell it out.
I feel bad because I feel like
no, I've heard
the laughing hyenas. But I mean, but you know, some of the reports coming out are like Russell Wilson seems to maybe have fallen in love with Russell Wilson a bit too much. Though Ryan Leaf probably has the most interesting take on Russell Wilson, where he talks about how Russell Wilson used to work with this life coach, and it's the same one that Leach used to work with, and it's a philosophy this guy who passed used to espouse that was like, you don't allow for any negativity in your life. Like you do not allow it to operate in any of your brain space. So if it like seems like Russell is that positive rah-rah guy to a fault, I think that's how he's kind of shaped his entire adult life. And actually he's really struggled since this guy passed, who basically used to be like his life coach. But what were we talking about? We're talking about Jake Haener.
Yeah, we were just talking about like the guy that we got at the Senior Bowl. You're like, oh man, okay. You're like, hey, smile, bud. It's okay. But obviously he was there for a reason, and he was locked in. So it is good to see this side of him, and open up a little bit. You got to be a guy that can kind of control everything, good or bad times.
Well, and he is that locked in guy. Jake, tell me this: is this too much, or is this acceptable quarterback behavior for what you're looking at? He is so strict about his approach and everything that he does that he was actually he had a very strict diet he was following last season. So he was packing his own meals on road trips last year. Not eating the team catered stuff, whatever, they give literally packing his own meals to bring on road trips. Is that where does that fall in the fun guy, fun guy locked in guy spectrum?
All right, so I'm going to have a take that feels like a bad take, and no one's going to agree with it. I don't love that. And here's why.
Is that a little Russell Wilson?
A little bit. Here's why I don't love it. You want to also make yourself like they know what they're doing. Like even like Fresno State, they have a dietitian, they have a nutritionist, they know what they're doing, and it looks a little individual. If you're like, I can appreciate prep. I love prepping, and I appreciate that. But they're going to be able to give you exactly what you need. You're the starting quarterback. You've been there forever. You stayed there when your coach left, and you're going to get taken care of. Hey, here's what I need. I don't mind that, but bringing your own meals. Hey, we're going to go eat. Hey, y'all got Jake's stuff? Hey, Jake, bring your stuff in. He's got this Tupperware.
Well, okay, but that is the nice part about Jake is that you at least know he's going to bring it on his own. Like, you're not going to have to bring Jake's stuff for him. I think it's more of a humble obsession to detail there. Is maybe the scale is like Brett Favre to Russell Wilson, and that's maybe a little close on the Russell Wilson part of that
Brett
scale,
Favre
where this picture is like a little closer to. Look, I will say this too: he has the cheekbones for the photo shoot. I mean, the guy is objectively beautiful, and when it
good hair day for him too.
I would say it's kind of a bit ironic to think about Jake because actually his body and his physical makeup, which looks excellent in the shoot, is really his only limiting factor. Like, I actually believe there's a really good Mike Triple piece in New Orleans on football, and after reading that and seeing quotes from like Jeff Tepford and other guys, like I think that there's a real I think he has the mental makeup, the discipline, all that sort of stuff to try to make it in the NFL. It's just, can he overcome what is not the best physical frame that he's been given to work with?
Yeah, I mean, again, like we sat right next to him. I mean, he's not a big guy by any means, but I just think that doesn't matter as much. Is it a factor?
Yeah.
Yes, somewhat. But going back to like the same thing with Bryce Young, we all saw the video. He looks tiny out there. We understand that. But they are protecting quarterbacks as much as they've ever protected quarterbacks. And if you watch tape and the eye in the sky tells you a story of it's not a problem in college, he saw over the offensive line. He hit crossing routes. He saw the field. I don't worry about that.
Ooh, go to the Hainer highlights video that I have in there. We don't need to add sound. If you go about halfway through the video, there's a fall away fade throw that will get you pretty excited if you're saying so that's interesting though. But you think so? What if Jake Hainer doesn't? Because like I don't know. I mean, what is he? Maybe like his ceiling's like whatever. You don't know what a ceiling is for a guy ever, I suppose, in a world where Tom Brady exists. But a lot of people would say that maybe ceiling's like a Taylor Heineke or somewhere like that. If he does not achieve that, though, what do you think holds him back? Can we even say that? Like, do we know enough about his ability to process the NFL yet to say that?
Not at all. And we also don't know, like, how much time or what time he's going to get out there. Obviously, like, he's coming into a situation where he's going to be the third option, maybe the fourth option, depending on, I mean, like, they rotate him in there if they had to. The NFL is going to change the rule where you get an opportunity to dress three quarterbacks.
Keep that playing. Replay that again, too. I want Jake to see that, too.
So that's a big win, obviously, for Jake Hainer, but it's going to be Derek Carr. It's going to be Jameis Winston, Jake Hainer, and Taysom Hill will still be that, it feels weird saying Taysom.
I can't believe we still got our boy Jameis, too, dude.
It sounds weird saying Taysom Hill, emergency quarterback. But
tell me this ain't tight. It's not good for him. A fade away. Little skunk. Oh, look at that, bro. First team All-Pro.
You can make all the throws now. Make no mistake about it. So, you know what? Obviously, it's a later round draft choice, and you're like, why y'all guys talking about this so much? I do think he has the ability to be a great backup in the NFL, and I feel much better about this selection than I did Ian Book a couple years ago.
We're also talking about because it's a quarterback. The quarterback's like a mystery box, right? Like, do you have a Brock Purdy on your hands or something? Or like a Russell Wilson where they thought, they had their quarterback and then suddenly Wilson comes out in camp and takes like it's just these guys they inherently carry a bit more excitement because you always have the idea out there that you have the lottery ticket. Now it almost never comes to pass, but it's always, it's tantalizing to play with here in the offseason. I'll say this. After that photo shoot, I legitimately believe more in Jake Hainer than I did before. So mission accomplished.
Oddly enough,
it's a hell of a blue steel.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Those cheekbones don't lie.
They don't. They tell a great story.
Let's do some OTB mailbag when we get back here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville, or NOLAFlooring.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Me, Jimmy Ott and Charles Henniger for the Monday edition of Game Time. Game Time live from Fin-Bob, Sushi Burrito, Poke Ramen, Burbank and Lee. It's Game Time Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Let's go ahead and dive right in. It's Tuesday at 8:15, which means it's time for a brand new OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
A lot of people are asking, how I'm doing. Post-snap. Got to say, feel great, getting better every day. Took the stairs today. And that felt better. Still sitting down, but, we're making it. We're healing. I will say this, Dr. Cockrell, incredible bedside manner, right? We were just kind of talking, joking, cutting it up the entire time.
Well, he was cutting it up. You weren't cutting.
Sure. We were cutting it up while he was cutting it up. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Hummus, tzatziki sauce, or green goddess sauce. Daniel Bash wants to know. What's green goddess, boys?
No idea.
I think it's like a salad dressing. I've never had it.
Unfortunately, I don't know if I can comment.
I stopped at hummus.
Yeah, that's the answer anyways.
Hummus.
Really?
Hummus is delicious.
I think I'm a tzatziki guy. But I do like hummus, but I think I would actually take tzatziki in that battle.
As long as you have, like some mint or some gum after hummus, like don't be whispering to people after you eat hummus. Don't do bad breath.
Yeah, hummus is what? Just chickpeas? I believe.
Mashed different kinds.
Mashed chickpeas. You take the skin off. You can like boil them or something. Take the skin off. I can't remember exactly how you're supposed to do it. Hashtag OTB mailbag. What's a food you know will give you a stomach ache, but you eat it anyway?
I don't have any issues with I really can't think of one that gives me issues.
Yeah, me neither. I'm kind of off of Hooters for a long time after last week, but other than that, can't really think of much.
It's never a type of food thing to me. It's a volume thing. So I know that eating 3 adult portions of Chinese food by myself in one sitting is a bad idea. And yet
3?
sometimes I just can't. Well, I mean, I figure that's how many. Like, I always judge by how many fortune cookies they give me, and I generally end up with 4 fortune cookies, which I'm like, okay. I think you misread this situation, but that's fine. Now I have fortune cookies for my kid. So yeah, it's the Chinese food, like all
about
things.
to say,
I'm with you there. I'm more of a volume guy instead of a specific food itself.
Shout out the volume, listen to Snaps podcast. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Will Sean Payton even be allowed to bench Russell Wilson if he comes out at maximum suckage again this year?
I feel like Sean has the ability in Denver to do whatever he wants. They traded a first-round pick for him.
Yeah. And he's already kind of, they've asked him about stuff that went on last year with Wilson and having his own team and everything. And Sean's already been very clear about kind of trying to head that off and shut that down.
You can't do that, man. You can't do it. I don't care who you are. And I've played with some greats. They didn't do stuff like that.
Then again, maybe Sean Payton will be too high, smoking weed, to even be able to coach. Looking a little distracted out there.
Or Vicodin.
Okay, well, too real. Come on. We're just doing a fun little bong joke.
I mean, Google it, but okay.
Oh, wow. That's how far we've fallen with Shawnee P.
You borrowed the draws, bro.
How much Demon Slayer have you watched, T-Bob? Not anymore. I did start watching Succession season 2, though.
Oh.
It's
I can't wait.
good.
I can't wait till you catch up. Very good. I mean, the last episode's coming up Sunday, and so when you finish it, we can just have a full-on discussion.
A Succession discussion. Ryan Bragg has to be mailbag. Would you be open to doing remote breakfast shows all over town, or prefer the studio? I'm open to the odd remote. I do prefer the studio though. Ever since we got this new office too, I like your new office actually.
I do like the studio, but I think I would like to get out a little bit more than we do.
Really?
We had a little bit of a. When we were going out to U Club and doing some different stuff, maybe 3-4 times a month. I like getting out just a little bit, having a different scenery.
It's just hard because, more like what businesses are, looking for a radio show 7 to 10 a.m., right? Like, a lot of places aren't even open at that time.
Debbie Downer.
Look, hey, if that sounds interesting to you, we are open. Like, if somebody wants to
my
us out there to hang out and, eat and drink coffee, I'm down.
My ultimate remote location that one day I want to do a radio show from?
No.
Waffle
That's a
House.
fun fantasy. Oh, it'd be so good, dude. That'd be excellent.
the background noise as background fodder, just hitting the grill with the.
I would have the head server at the time mic'd up so that we could come back with clips of the shorthand orders. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. And I'd be getting myself bacon Texas cheesesteak plate.
Tell me that wouldn't
double
be great.
plate, smothered covered, vanilla Coke and a waffle on the side. That's something that I know hurts my tummy nowadays. That sometimes
vanilla Coke.
Yeah, how about a vanilla? You never think about vanilla Coke, do you?
No, not really. I don't like it. I love cherry Coke, but
how about you shut up because you're an idiot? Because vanilla Coke's incredible.
Too much sweetness. You're a buster.
Vanilla Coke. When was that hot? Early 2000s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 04, 05 was like peak vanilla Coke.
Pre Katrina, yeah.
Okay,
and then it kind of
I'm
fell
going
off.
to
Pre-Katrina.
I'm going to do an OTB mailbag question here.
Yeah.
What's the most random? I would call it Coke because we're from the South, but let's say soda, soft drink, whatever you want to call it. What's the most random one that you used to drink on the regular? I'll start this off to give you an idea. Mountain Dew Code Red.
Okay. That's like very gamer of you. I feel like
still
Code Red
drink
is still
Mountain
hot.
Dew Code Red.
See,
It's
exactly.
phenomenal.
Do you really?
It is so
I did
good.
not know they
People still love Code Red.
Surge.
Okay, gas stations. Mountain Dew Code Red lives there.
Okay.
They are excellent.
That's
I love
shocking
them.
to me.
I
Is
love
Surge
them.
still a thing?
I don't know. Surge.
No.
I think Surge has taken on Curio status, where like maybe somebody rebranded and repackaged some. I know people were buying Surge for very expensive prices not too long ago.
They used to have the Amp energy drinks. Those were big too.
I don't remember that.
That's a little.
This has to be soft
newer
drink.
to me.
You got one?
You're
a root beer guy, weren't you?
Well, I was always a Bark Trooper guy, which is still good.
I still think it's, a little random to it.
I used to drink Mellow Yellow.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Mellow Yellow was a
because
good
Cole
one.
Trickle made Mellow Yellow cool in Days of Thunder.
Maybe Pib
That's a race
Extra.
card.
Pib Extra I used to be
Dude,
into.
that's not an extra answer. That's basic. I thought you'd have a better one for me, Mario.
I remember the Orange Crush in Guatemala being so much better than the Orange Crush in the U.S.
Actually, that would be it. I used to drink grape soda all the time.
There you go.
And now I never think about grape soda. Like
There you go.
I've not reached
That's
for
the
grape
answer.
soda
Like
in
Fanta
20
grape?
years.
Somebody
Fanta
put it
grape
in the
soda.
chat. The Delaware Punch.
Oh, yeah,
as far
yeah.
as grape goes.
I don't know if I remember Delaware.
It was just grape soda.
Ooh, Big Red. Shout out to Bobby. Big Red. My dad loved Big Red.
Not gum?
No, it's a drink. It's like a it's like a cream
Red cream
soda
soda?
like. Yeah. That's
Okay.
what it is, yeah.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Summer road trip. Gas station visit. Pick one snack, one drink. I love peanut butter crackers.
This is
From
like
gas
now?
stations.
Like right
Yes,
now?
From right now. I would get peanut butter crackers and probably like Powerade Zero.
I'm going Coke Zero M&M's.
Cheddar, sour cream ruffles, and a Coke.
I mean, obviously, I already mentioned Mountain Dew Code Red, but my go-to gas station, it's a Dr. Pepper and a king-size Snickers.
Hell yeah, dude. I also mean Coke Icy. I want to put in there.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
Yeah, if they got a peach icy, which there's like 3 gas stations in the world, they're all in Shreveport have, I'm getting a peach icy.
God, I don't know what it is though, dude. There's something about peanut butter crackers. Just go crazy for.
Mario, you got to get some gum or mints with those chips, by the way.
Yeah, brother. I used to
We're too
love them
close in
cheddar
the
and
car.
sour cream.
We're too
I
close
used to
in the car.
hate being in the car with someone and they'd open up the bag of Funyuns. Because I can't
Oh, I
stand
love
Funyuns
Funyuns.
personally, but it's the smell, though, that gets me.
There is no worse smell
Than
in
corn
that
nuts.
vein. No, I think for me it was always my old man used to love Gardettos.
Oh, yeah.
And the garlic.
They're good.
When you pop the Gardetto bag, the garlic coming out of it is intense. If you were a vampire, you would immediately be sneezing and uncomfortable.
Ooh, a lot of Coke Zero talk in the chat. Shout out. Ooh, fast breaks are very, very good.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. If Andy Dalton beats Carr on the Monday night game, is it too early to say we overpaid?
Yeah.
If Andy Dalton beats Derek Carr in the Monday night game, I am not coming to work because I will not be able to handle Jacob Hester.
You won't.
It will be so obnoxious. I will literally, like Mario, force myself to eat raw chicken so that I start throwing up and do not have to come
I
to
will
work the next
literally
day.
get Sonny Dykes to send me an Andy Dalton uniform.
Oh my
from TCU
God, dude,
and wear it in studio just to be a troll. And then if Derek Carr wins the game, then it's a good deal because our listeners are happy and I can be like, well, he should have won. You paid him. It's a no-lose situation for me.
Raw
really.
chicken recorded. Got you.
Hashtag go-to mailbag. If you can only watch one TV. Oh, you're saying you want me to outgas it?
Yeah, if you outplay his car, you got to eat raw chicken.
Yeah.
Won't kill you. We'll make
That
you
would
very
be so
sick.
stupid.
Won't kill you.
Be Lively. Hashtag go-to mailbag. If you can only watch one TV show forever. By the way, shout out Be Lively. I think I read a comment earlier that their child became a salutatorian. Hell yeah. Congrats.
Shout out. Say no. One TV show forever. That is.
Dude, I think, honestly, the show that pops in my head is Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Really? Okay.
I just love it.
I like The League as far as one forever.
really?
The League's good. Now, Friday Night Lights is good, but that's a little too drama to just watch over and over. The League, really funny.
It's just good, clean American fun.
There's,
right
there's
there,
like 97 HBO shows. I feel like I could say Entourage, Succession, Game of Thrones. I could say a lot of those. But if I take that category, if I take that out, I'm going Suits.
Bro,
Suits
great
is
show.
fantastic.
Great show.
Oh, Suits? Out of
Suits
all, I've
is
never seen it.
fantastic.
Wow.
Get Peacock. It's on Peacock.
I don't remember. It's about to go on
no
Netflix.
desire to get Peacock.
It's about to go on Netflix.
Wait, it's about to go on Netflix? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
the whole thing. I don't remember a show where I was like a network TV show that I was like every week. I watched it that night because I recorded it that night.
Damn.
Harvey Specter's still one of the best TV characters.
Yeah, great.
Wow.
What about you, Mario? Did you say one?
Space Coast to Coast.
Oh, okay.
For real?
That's
Like
deep
the
cut.
like the talk show?
It's honestly the first show that came into my head. So yes, but great show.
Major upset over South Park or Family Guy.
I know.
From
I,
Mario
thought
there.
for
I don't
sure.
believe you, actually.
I don't believe you.
Would have been
You're a
too
liar.
easy. Would have been too easy.
Let's see. What else do we have here?
Most soda you ever drank. Y'all saw the link I
Oh.
put about Nikola Jokic back in 2017 saying
No, what'd he do?
he said he used to drink 3 liters of Coca-Cola every day.
Oh, my
It made me think
God,
about the
dude.
time I was 12 and I drank 12 Coca-Colas, cans of Coca-Colas at my friend's house one night. Yes.
Were you just shotgunning them at a certain point?
I was just chugging them, watching Nick Gass, I think we were watching that night.
Were you just getting like more and more like hyped up? So you were watching old school games and sports, like
Yeah.
like Global Guts and Legends
Yes,
of the Hidden Temple.
Legends
and
of the
stuff?
Hidden Temple, Figure It Out.
Heck yeah, dude.
They had a feature about Freddie Adu. He was supposed to be the best soccer player ever.
Oh, gosh,
Freddie
how about
Adu.
that hype?
What a beast!
I mean,
dude.
he had
13 years old.
13. He was on MTV.
Yep.
He was basically a professional at that time. Was dating JoJo. Had everything in the world.
Yeah.
Raking the sponsorship money.
Oh.
But yeah, I drank 12 Cokes that night, and honestly, I remember it being kind of a fun experience.
Yeah, as far as that goes, Jake will appreciate this. When LSU or Auburn beat LSU in the game that they overturned Danny Etlin's last-second touchdown.
Yeah, I was literally
When I
like,
was in high
on the
school and
sideline.
college, to this day, I don't drink a ton of alcohol.
Yeah.
Just never been my thing and all that. So we went to the gas station. I
Me
remember it was
neither.
me and my dad. I was about a sophomore in college. And I get a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper. It had this big cup that held about a can and a half when full. And I just sat there on the couch and watched SportsCenter and filled that cup up 4 times.
Yeah.
And it held about a can and a half of Dr. Pepper. So that was,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it was an emotional night for me for sure.
Those are absurd amounts.
Yeah, it was. So I guess that's probably
That
what
was Les's last
7,
game, right?
7, 8. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Les's last game. And like I just knew it was, and
Yeah.
I was always a huge Les fan, and like I was just sitting there at night, and I was just
Yeah.
You would.
I was just
Whoa, whoa. What does that mean?
What?
You would be.
Look, man. Statute of limitations and all that. Like, I understand that your class may have had different
All right,
feelings.
let's not go
towards
down that
Les,
road because
But I don't know if a ton of people around my age.
that's fine. Should have been born
Coach
sooner.
too much.
The thing
Y'all
that
were just abused refugees from the Nick Saban school of football, and Les was like way nicer and came in, and then y'all end up getting natty. So it was like,
we did.
all right, yeah, this
We
is
did.
cool as hell. We're
I think
cool,
06,
man.
if there was a playoff, we would have got 2. But anyways, having to disappoint Tommy Moffitt after that Auburn LSU game, because for whatever reason, like I saw the clock, I looked up, I knew we didn't get it off, and he's celebrating. He looks at me, I said, "Coach, we didn't get it off." And just I had to deliver that news to like a mentor, like somebody I respect the hell out of, and just seeing like him be excited, and be like, "We didn't get it off," and he trusted me, and he knew. He's like, it hurt.
The craziest part about that game, I don't know how we got here, but the craziest part about that game to me was still, that's one of the only games that I could ever remember where it was a true Thunderdome situation. 2 coaches were entering and one was dying. Like, there was no way that both Gus Malzahn and Les Miles were surviving that game. And you want to talk about a SEC it means more moment. That was game 4. Game 4 of the season. And yet both schools knew that their head coach's life was on the line going in. And it was old Gus. And then I think Gus ends up, is that the year where, does he end up getting an extension at the end of that year?
I think so. They won the division the following season.
Like everything. Oh, my God. Gus Malzahn, what a beast.
I had class with Danny Etling that Monday after that game, and he was so beat up. That man left it all out on the field. I respect him.
Danny Etling was a good quarterback, damn it.
He was.
For the context of the time.
Still in the NFL.
Which is all that matters. He's still in the NFL?
Yeah.
Packers.
Damn. They didn't even have to mess with no XFL. No Jordan Ta'amu. Let's go, dude. Yeah, like Ta'amu had better numbers, but Danny Etling still in the league. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Sandegriff joined me and Jimmy out for our new show, Live at Lunch, starting 11 a.m. on Memorial Day.
Can't shake this guy. Live at lunch, 11 to 1.
Hold me close, I wanna feel your heart. I'm in a cold sweat and I want you bad. Now you got me all in my head like that.
I'ma show you out, show you out, show you out to love again. I'ma show you out, show you out, show you out to love again. I'ma show you out, show you out, show you out to love again. I'ma show you out, show you out, show you out to love again.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to OTB. Jake got a great new deal from Aggitemp going on now through June 15th, so a few weeks here. If you want a whole home generator, maybe you've been thinking about it, you get $1,000 off right now through June 15th. You buy that whole home generator from Aggitemp. You also get free whole home surge protection on top of it. So if you've been thinking about a generator, now is the time to act. Through June 15th, take advantage of this deal while it lasts. $1,000 off AgTempBR.com. You work with Aggitemp at Baton Rouge. You're going to see how great they are for your AC, heating, and electrical needs. Get that service to the highest degree and take control of your comfort zone. Jake, this is a pretty cool piece that you had put in the doc today. The New Orleans Saints have been granted international marketing rights in France. The first NFL club to select and be awarded the French market. So obviously New Orleans, traditionally viewed as a French in origin. Obviously, you see a lot of the French echoes. Of course, a lot of these settlers, French by way of the expulsion from Nova Scotia or Acadia back in the day. Dirty, you damn dirty Brits! Yeah. Vive la France. Go les bleus. Isn't that what they say?
I don't know. You're French.
Sacre bleu, isn't that?
No, sacre bleu. No, but what do they call the soccer team? The Blues, right?
Les bleus.
Oh, yes.
Les bleus.
I thought you were trying to get me to understand anything in French.
No. This makes me want to be sipping a delightful coffee with a baguette or some sort of pastry in hand. Maybe a croissant.
French heritage. I'm Irish.
My mom lived in France once.
Okay.
Guatemala.
Yeah, obviously. Taylor, do we know background of your family?
Yeah. So my great grandfather, Yugoslavia.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
That explains the appearance.
Well represented here.
Yeah, we need a
in the
little
studio.
Eastern Europe in the room for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out Nikola Jokic.
He's
I guess
doing
I
okay
don't have
today.
much to add on the French. I mean, it makes sense too. A little bit of Catholic Church tie-ins as well. The only thing
first
I don't
NFL
love,
club that's kind of cool. Should be.
I just don't know that sometimes, I read a lot of medieval history, and I don't always love the French in medieval times. They are kind of the epitome of the knights who are kind of up their own ass, right? Getting high on their own farts, just thinking they're the best, the people mean nothing. They have these gratuitous sets of armor and everything else. They're idiots to the point of being like, we can charge through this mud, and then getting cut down by simple little English bowmen in Avignon. So, I don't know.
This is great with the music.
They've had other great times. Military history, certainly. I mean, World War I, their sacrifices, undefeated. Nobody had to bear the brunt of the German machine like they did. Certainly Napoleon looked as if he was going to take Europe by storm at a certain time, but I don't know. And maybe we'll play a game in France. That'd be cool.
I was about to say, if they play a game in France, if that's ever a thing, which I'm sure it will be, it's the NFL. It has to be the Saints.
Yep.
And the Cajun Cannon has to be a part of it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
that'd be a dream come true for him.
You could do the Who Dat chant.
Good.
Who dat? Who dat? I need to figure out how you would say that in French. I don't know enough French, actually.
I mean, what are we doing? I thought you were a correspondent.
No. Where's my namesake? Bobby Joe Savior Sr. Rip. First language is French. Back in the day, he could have helped us.
Yeah.
Shout out France and the Saints. When we get back, we're going to wrap up hour number 2 votes. Remember, we got Nick Underhill to do some actual Saints talk coming up to kick off hour number 3. So keep it locked right here.
It was
on 104.5.
actual Saints talk.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, now you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Yeah. Go rent.
Yep.
If you need, with cheaper per-day rental price, traditional rental companies. Hey, now you're an all-star. Buy a used car where you get a warranty. Okay, so great price and a warranty. Maybe you want to sell. Maybe you want to trade in. Look, the time's never been better, right? If you're trying to maximize value. So the bottom line for your next vehicle purchase, if you love OTB, you love All-Star Toyota. I know I do. And that's why I'm excited to join them for a third time when this lease is almost up here. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Go see them off Airline Highway today.
Yeah, I love them. T-Bob loves them. Smash Mouth loves them.
Yeah.
Everyone will love All-Star.
Who doesn't?
First time you work with them, you'll understand why. And you'll understand what we're talking about here. So new, pre-owned, leasing, renting, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville or NOLAFlooring.com.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly
Carlos Hannigriff. Join us for the Tuesday edition of Handy Time. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas as we come down the stretch in the NBA and NHL. Handy Time, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Are you playing this in honor of Al Horford
Sure.
when he continues his career overseas next year?
Ni hao.
I think it means hello. Were you looking for yes?
No, ni hao, as in hello to China.
Okay, yeah, okay. I didn't know. I want to say is shishi or shishi, something like that. Is that yes in Mandarin? Does anybody know?
Not sure.
I don't know. All I do know is that the post game of Al Horford and Dwight Howard's going to dominate overseas next year.
True.
Doc Rivers can coach him.
Jordan Haydad. What are you, a witch or a wizard? I don't know what y'all are talking about. He says, for my weekday drink, a low dose of psilocybin shake with turkey tail, lion's mane, and blueberries. What?
No rabbit's foot?
How do you go? Yeah, I was about to say, or like an eye of a newt. How do you say turkey tail, lion's mane, and then blueberries?
Well, you got to have some sort of fruit flavor.
Petit Bobby, you're half French, right? I mean, not really. I'm sure if you did some genetic tests, I'm just an amalgamation of everything like everybody is. People are talking about a beer-sustained man for thousands of years. Don't know where that's going on, but hell yeah. Who's wondering what medieval beer would taste like? Mac Lindsay, RPI, HBO Max, we hardly knew ya. What's that about? So it's just Max now?
Yeah, it's like for me, maybe I'm in the minority, but I don't think I am. HBO's the headliner. You don't get rid of the HBO part of it.
Yeah, I know. I don't. But then again, I don't understand the economics of how it's one of those things where maybe like I'm just not in touch with like what the actual majority of people like, because isn't it Discovery who bought this all in the first place or something? Like, what's the group that actually bought it?
I think
like
it was
reality
Discovery
TV. And
yeah, but they're
like,
Discovery Plus. But like Jake said, you could change it to HBO Plus if you wanted to. Don't take HBO out of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. The HBO brand is now subservient. Like, the HBO brand is the one that got overtaken.
Yeah,
right?
But still, like, I think we're saying it's such a headliner name. Like, when you think Game of Thrones, HBO, Succession, HBO,
so what I'm
Entourage,
saying is,
HBO, Sopranos, HBO.
I agree with y'all. What I'm asking is, are we actually out of touch with the majority of America if the market is saying that this other side of it is more powerful? To the point where they're even taking HBO out of the name? Because like you said, this seems absurd. Who does better television than HBO?
Nobody.
Every show's a hit. I still
like the ones that we all watch together on
Success
Twitter on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Is HBO shows.
Yes. Yeah, I don't.
You can still have all the other stuff. You're just using the HBO name.
I don't understand the marketing or the economics of it. You're right. It seems absolutely insane to me because there's nothing you trust more. Can we have a truth circle thing here?
Yes. I mean, it's going to be a big circle. We got a lot of people listening. Let it fly.
I don't know that I'm loving the new season of Ted Lasso.
Did you watch the last
I'm not caught
2
up.
episodes?
I'm about 3 episodes in.
Okay.
And it's just
have you had the Amsterdam episode yet?
No.
Okay, it's a good one.
No. It's just missing it feels.
I know it, and that's out there. A lot of people saying the same thing. You're not the first.
You know what it's kind of it's kind of and I ended up I really like Mandalorian season 3. I thought it was a ton of fun. I don't think it comes close to like the greatness of season 2, but in the same way, Mandalorian lost its main music guy. And I want to say it lost. Did it lose one of its main writers? I can't remember. But whatever. I guess I just learned yesterday, too, that I think something similar happened to Ted Lasso. I think their main writer kind of had to take a step back. Maybe somebody else. It's just missing a bit of maybe the sharpness that was in the last couple of seasons where, I don't know. we'll see. I'm probably
No,
finishing.
look, you're not in the minority.
Not trying to
there.
be a negative guy. That's why I said true, so I'm not just trying to crap on things.
There, I will say, I actually, and I don't disagree with you. There's a couple of episodes though that still
find the match.
They carry it.
Okay.
2 episodes ago, one of the best I think of the entire series.
Really? Okay. I'll stick around. We'll see.
You got 2 now. You got to finish it.
Yeah, that's true. Nick Underhill coming up next. Talking Saints.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. Patient Plus UC. Patient Plus Urgent Care. Get it UC.com. PatientPlusUC.com. But you will see the difference when you need quality care for life's little unexpected moments. The facilities are incredible, y'all. They got them located throughout the city now. There's one close to you. Just put it in whatever your Maps app is, and you'll see how you can get there in just a couple of minutes. And, well, if it's your first time going in, you'll establish a profile like you do anywhere, Jake, but instead of doing a bunch of paperwork, you kind of just do it digitally on your phone. And then in the future, no matter which one you walk into, you just touch a button on your phone and you are signed in. That's how you get in. You get better. Let's stay healthy this summer with Patient Plus Urgent Care.
You'll notice that there is a location that's going to be convenient for you. It is quality care for life's little unexpected moments. They've been so big for us. Like, yeah, for boys, things are going to happen, and they've got a location that's convenient for us, you as well. PatientPlusUC.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville or NOLAFlooring.com.
What's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, May 23rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 91. Coming up on OTBOT, we talk to Nick Underhill of New Orleans.football. Coming up next, you can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jake Mario, Taylor hanging out. It's Tuesday at 9 a.m., folks, which you already know what that means. That means it is time to talk to the black and gold oracle himself, Mr. Nick Underhill, Nick_Underhill on Twitter. NewOrleans.football is the site. It is well worth your subscription. I have been a subscriber for years now. And, I love it, man. I genuinely love it. And again, I would not tell you I think it's worth it if I did not. And it's not like I get it for free or anything. No, I willingly pay for it. And I'm also just filling time right now as we figure out the technical difficulties, which I believe now.
We're
good to go. Nick, what's up, man? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Doing quite well. I want to ask
that was like
you,
a NASCAR little change there to find the right headphones.
That was a good job, guys.
Quick on your feet. I mean, I'd have pulled my hamstring moving that fast.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, you stay ready, so you don't got to get ready. Things happen. You're ready to adjust. We work on this stuff in practice. We go through all scenarios, and we show up. Game time, disaster happens. We're cool under pressure. We're good to go.
That's right, baby.
Stay ready. So you don't have to get ready. I'm having flashbacks of my dad yelling at me to do my summer conditioning because it's easier to stay in shape than it is to have to get in shape.
I actually love that. I'm gonna use that.
I mean, no, it's true. I mean, it's absolutely true. Nick, how about this? Are we out of pocket for beginning last hour by saying that Jake Hayner's photo shoot actually makes us believe that he will be a better NFL quarterback?
Well, no, I need to hear why, because I staunchly disagree. But I need to hear the theory.
Okay. Because when we interviewed him at the Senior Bowl, he was tight to the point of the old cliche where if you stuck a piece of coal up his ass, a diamond would come out, right? I mean, it was as tight as I have ever seen anyone keep it. And I get it. It's Senior Bowl, man. They're on you from like 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. Like, you got to keep everything right in line, right? But then I'm reading stories about how he used to pack his own lunches because his diet is so strict for this last year, like on the road. And yeah, which is in the triple piece of New Orleans football, right? And you're like, man, dude, okay, that's okay. Like, you need that OCD from a quarterback at some point, but you also got to be able to get along with the fellas. And this showed me a comedic side of Hayner that I had not seen previously. So now I'm seeing a more well-rounded individual. I'm seeing a potential better NFL quarterback.
Was it intentional, though, or was this unintentional?
There is no way. Whoa. Now, this is a take, Nick. There is no way on this earth that Jake Hayner did not know exactly what he is doing right there. That would be the ultimate upset. It would actually make me love this even more if those are all genuine Jake Hayner just modeling. Like if he's genuinely out here doing blue steel sincerely, then that's a level of I hadn't even considered that, I suppose.
Jake, what do you think, man? What was he trying to, or was this just Hayner being Hayner?
I don't know. It's a great question now, Nick, because the guy that we interviewed at the Senior Bowl, I'm not sure he was capable of doing a photo shoot like this to be funny. Now that we're sitting here and we're talking it out,
bro, there's no way.
Nick, you might be right. That might be him.
No, look at the pouty face. Look at the other one that Taylor highlighted, the full blue steel. There is just absolutely no way that you don't know exactly what you're doing when you're giving that coy little pouty look over the shoulder.
I'll tell you what, OTAs are today. We're going to have locker room access. The first thing I'm doing, I'm walking past Alvin Kamara,
Yep.
Tyron, whoever else is in there. I'm going to Jake. I'm going to ask him if it was on purpose,
Heck
and I'm
yeah.
going to send you guys the clip.
Thank you.
And that's what we're going to do.
Doing the Lord's work out here.
I guarantee it is. And I hope you said it as a clip, and I hope that it wasn't on, or I hope that it wasn't on purpose, because then he'll be like, "What do you mean? Like what? Like,
Oh my gosh, that would be so good. Like,
I don't get it. What do you mean? No, I just did the photo shoot. Oh man, that'd be incredible.
that'd be so good.
So yeah, Jake Haener, I now fully believe is the next Taylor Heineke. Like, look at that. I don't know if you can see that picture, Nick. Maybe you can. I don't know what your feed looks like, but that's not serious. There is no world in which that Joey Lawrence ass looking picture could be serious.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Now
We'll find out.
Now I kind of hope it is.
That would actually be that would be the funniest outcome of all of this. So very excited for Haener.
First actual football question that I have, because we could honestly 15 minutes on just that, and I think it would be worth it. But will the New Orleans Raiders add another Raider in Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah.
So it's a rumor that's been around since February, before the Carr trade even happened, and it's been persistent, and it keeps coming back, and I keep hearing it, and it keeps coming back. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen after June 1st, when the Raiders can trade him, split up his salary, and it won't be as much of a cap hit on them. They already gave him a $4 million roster bonus, I believe. So there's just some stuff that would have to wait until that date. But I think it's definitely something that's possible and in the cards if the price is right. I think that the Raiders are willing to trade him. I think Renfrow wants to be somewhere else. I think the Saints would be willing to add another wide receiver, and I think nobody would celebrate this harder than Derek Carr. I think this is something that he would really, really, really like to have happen. And I think there's a fit for it. I think it would make a lot of sense. I mean, you're kind of putting a lot of pressure on two young guys and Mike Thomas to carry the whole entire load, and I think they can. I think they'll be even good at that position if they do nothing else. But adding one more layer to that, I think, would just kind of make their weapons borderline upper tier overall. And look, there's just so much stuff that he does well. Like those whip routes, you watch him on those. It's Danny Amendola-esque, like just the ability to do it. It would help them a lot in the red zone. He just knows how to get open. You know, the one thing that I think it changes is just kind of how they line up a little bit. Since Willie Snead left 2018, almost every single one of their wide receivers has logged 25% of their snaps in the slot, which just kind of makes you a little bit unpredictable in some senses, a little bit of window dressing. But if you have a top tier slot receiver being in there, you're willing to lose some of that flexibility to get better talent. So I think it would make all the sense in the world. And if they can get them they don't have a 4th round pick right now, but they're going to get 2 in comp picks. If you can get something for something of the equivalent of that, like kind of trading out David Onyemata's contract for Hunter Renfrow, like that's not a bad trade.
So, okay, so I agree. So I was actually going to ask about a 4th round pick specifically. So that seems to maybe be where the two sides can meet. But help me understand the Raiders' motivation here as they welcome in Jimmy G, a new quarterback. Like, I know money is one thing, but why be willing to part so? And I guess Renfrow didn't have the success.
Well, if anybody loves a small white slot receiver, it's got to be McDaniels, right?
But then last year, he didn't have this. I mean, that's true. No, like that is objectively true. But then he didn't have those numbers last year, right? He did take, I'm pretty sure,
very injured last year. Yeah,
step back, even though. So I guess help me understand, Nick. Why would the Raiders want to make that move if it seemingly makes so much sense for the Saints?
I'm trying to find the guy's name. They just kind of drafted what looked like his replacement, Trey Tucker from Cincinnati. He's a smaller guy. He's a slot type receiver. So I think they already kind of replaced him a little bit. And look, you look at what was going on with the Raiders last year. There was some discontent, I think, throughout that entire organization. They already traded Darren Waller. Devontae Adams is talking about how they aren't seeing eye to eye. Their quarterback got pushed out by the end of the season and was not in good graces. I think just kind of looking at it. And Renfrow had an injury last year, but everything I've heard is that there was a lot of guys kind of not, I don't want to use the word checked out, but like it was just very disharmonious in that locker room, I think, just kind of with the way they operate. When, and this is the most surprising thing because I used to cover the Patriots, and everything I've heard about how their offense operated last year, like the Patriots, everything was basically an option route. Like you had to read the field on every single play. You go through their playbook and it's just dotted lines going all over the place based on leverage and what coverage they're playing and what depth safeties are at. And you got to read it the same way as Brady. And the Raiders in Hunter Renfrow's best season 2 years ago, they were kind of built the same way. There was a lot of freedom. They're reading the field. They're doing things on the fly a little bit, being on the same page with the quarterback. I heard that McDaniels kind of just made everything very, very rigid in that that caused some issues with how the team operated last year. And I think you can just kind of see that with just how it's fallen out a little bit. And I don't know if everybody was on the same page. So I think maybe the Raiders are already planning on moving on. I think you see the end of this anyhow with the draft pick they made, third rounder. I mean, that's a guy you expect to take that spot. Maybe it doesn't happen this year, but a year from now, I could absolutely see Hunter Renfrow playing somewhere else.
Bro, that's I mean, Josh McDaniel. Like, what do we think about Josh McDaniel at this point? I guess it's a weird thing where it's like, well, I mean, the Raiders have never been any good. You of course you needed to kind of blow them up, but then again, like 2 years ago, you weren't that bad. I mean, you were Did they end up making the playoffs, right?
Yeah, Rich Bisaccia should be the head coach of the Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You had all the great vibes with Rich Bisaccia, and you move on. McDaniels just really run this thing into the ground, and now you're getting rid of a good player in Renfrow, maybe just for a 4th-round pick because
you love to see it.
What, the Raiders fail?
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. You also love to see the 3-13 Raiders get the band back together in NOLA. Let's go, baby. It's all happening. I love that. I mean, the dumbest part is it sounds absurd, but I actually think the Saints are going to be good. You know, they got a relatively friendly schedule. I like the offensive pieces. I like a lot about the defense. Like, here I am. Lucy's holding the football, and I'm lined up to kick it once again. I mean, I don't know, Nick. Do you have any feelings that maybe we should be? Because even my old man was talking about this when he was over for the kid's baptism, like Sunday. Just how he thinks they're going to be really good again. Like, are we all dumb? Are we all just too close to the situation? What's going on here?
You can't ask me this, man. It's May 23rd. Like, I'm the most optimistic person in the world this time of year. We're going to go out to practice. Like, everything we see is going to look good. It's going to be exciting. The hype, you know, I'm at 10 wins now. I'm going to hold steady to 10. I'm not moving off that for anything. I made too many mistakes last year with, like, being optimistic about things we were seeing. But I think people are going to go out there today and see Derek Carr throw a ball, and they're going to see it go down the field and be accurate. And the hype's just going to be insane coming out of that. And, you know, Chris Olave is going to be out there, and he's probably going to look bigger. And now we're going to all start talking about, like, oh, he can start making contested catches. Like, the hype's going to go crazy because they have pieces to be excited about. And when Kendrick Miller finally gets out there, it's not going to be now. It's going to be later down the road. Like, it's going to grow again there, I think. Yep. I think there's just a lot of stuff to be excited about. Look, I think their defense is going to be better than it was a year ago. The inability to get turnovers and still be a top, 5-10 defense is crazy. They're going to get turnovers this year. I don't see a scenario where your luck plays out that way. Like, luck is going to change. You're going to get a few more. I don't know, man. I think they're going to be a good team. And if they aren't, I think it should be a disappointment. And then I think we should have serious conversations about heads rolling if they aren't good, because everything's there logically. The schedule, the division, the conference, the players, they should be a team that makes the playoffs. And if they don't, I think extreme disappointment.
I completely agree with you. And now that the roster is the roster, I mean, you're not going to make major moves. You've already done that in free agency and through the draft. And, you know, also the Foster Moreau, like, obviously, like, was a big one because, like, you're wondering why they don't draft a tight end. They sign a tight end. So with that being said, like, where do you see holes on this roster? Like, what position maybe are you looking at still? Or are you looking at a position because it was that tight end position for so long?
Yeah, I'm terrified of linebacker. Like, you're the annual Pete Werner injury away from playing Zach Bond, I guess. I don't know, Andrew Dowell. I don't know who would go in at that point. I know they, like, there's been some hype about the UDFA Anthony Orji. They signed him, gave him like $250,000 guaranteed
for UDFA.
Yeah, they got 3 of them that they paid above $200,000. So I mean, there's a handful of guys that Shaq Davis was one, and or was it Shaq Davis? There was another guy. No, the cornerback and Mark Evans was the other one. There's 3 of them, but yeah. So there's some hype around him. I wouldn't count on him yet, but I think they see some stuff they like. But yeah, that position terrifies me. And look, wide receiver does a little bit too. I mean, if Mike Thomas doesn't play the whole season, you're kind of maybe a little bit thin. You're counting on some unknowns there. Brian Edwards probably can step in and be fine. There's, you know, a lot of weight, I think, on Rashid Shaheed to take the next step. And you know, as much as we all think of his future, I think, in potential, like, he's a guy that had like 480 yards last year. Like, there's a lot of responsibility falling on his shoulders. Coming right out the gates to take that next step and maybe even almost double that production. So I think those are the 2 spots that I'm looking at a little bit and a little nervous about. And, you know, I think, just to be fair, guard's the other one. And I guess left tackle too. I mean, if Penning's not starting, I think that's a borderline major misfire. Not even borderline. It's a major misfire And both their guards I think are shaky. Ruiz is coming back from the foot injury. Can he build on what he did last year, or does it backslide? I think there's some real questions there.
Hey, what about Jackson at linebacker coming out of college, App State? I was a huge fan of him. Loved when the Saints drafted him. I believe it was a 5th-round selection. He goes on the IR last year. Is he a guy that you think can give the Saints anything at the position?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm glad you brought him up. Like, that's just a blind spot every time I talk about that position, just because, like, we didn't really see him last year. So, like, you almost forget that he was around. But, yeah, I mean, he was a mid-round pick. Had some stuff that looked good last year. They obviously, thought enough of him to keep him around and all that. So, yeah, I think he's definitely someone that should be in that mix competing. And, look, Mike Hodges might be their best position coach on the whole entire team. The way we've seen their linebackers develop, I don't think that's a fluke. So, him having some workable young talent, I think there's definitely a chance that Jackson's part of that solution. And yeah, I gotta put him at the forefront of the mind because he's definitely in that mix.
Nick, do you know how much I got paid as a signing bonus to be UDFA?
$400.
$500. I'm $500. $308 after taxes.
You got $500.
Would you buy? The final cut. So I outlasted all the multi-thousandaires that got cut before me. But yeah, $500.
Would you buy? Would you get?
I bought I remember thinking one of the first nights all the rookies went out that I had some sort of NFL money come my way, and so I probably spent all $300 at Hooters in one night, just buying wings and pitchers of beer. So I guess that's what I bought, was one big night at Hooters in St. Louis.
All right.
And then I actually lost money over the rest of the summer trying to make the NFL, without a doubt.
What we get, $500 a week working out
whatever
bonus?
like the per diem was, I don't know, but yeah.
$500 for the love of the game, T.
For the love of the game, dude. Put it on, dude. Out there taking my knee braces off during practice, being like, if I catch a knee injury, man, they gotta keep me.
You gotta pay you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I could get league minimum for a year if I can get a shot to the knee.
Anybody,
right here. Make it happen. Like, it's gonna suck, but I think I can make it. I think I can suck it up. Nick Underhill at Nick_Underhill. New Orleans on Football is a site. Doing great work over there. Great new show a few times a week. Brooke Kirchhoffer. Go check out the New Orleans on Football YouTube channel. Nick, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
And yeah, of course, Mike Triplett on the team. They got really cool stuff going on over there. NewOrleans.football. Ryan Bragg. There's that offseason Saints optimism. I mean, look, on paper it all makes sense, right? I think the things that don't are, maybe Derek Carr is actually bad, and it's not the Raiders, right? That would be a potential pitfall. Another potential pitfall, maybe Pete Carmichael is not actually the guy, right? And it wasn't just like he didn't like the quarterbacks last year. Maybe he's just not the guy, and he can't take advantage of all the weapons that you have. And then the biggest one probably, in regards to Dennis Allen, even above Pete Carmichael. Is he the guy or not to take you out of the post-Sean Payton era? Like Nick said, I think the front office can feel, actually, Jake, and would you agree with this? Like, can the front office feel positive that they have set an adequate table to where if the coaches can't cook a good meal, then it's time to find, a new chef?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Like, that's not just the front office patting themselves on the back. Like, you think that's objectively true, that they've given them enough pieces to work with to make the playoffs?
I mean, I certainly would think so. You go out and you get a quarterback in Derek Carr who's played as long as he has, and you would have to think Dennis Allen certainly signed off and maybe even championed for him to come in, right? So that's going to fall on you, and you sign a running back in Jamal Williams who had a career year a year ago. You draft Miller there in the 3rd round. You go out and you get a Foster Moreau, and like just kind of looking at what you've done in free agency and through the draft, right? And then defensive tackle, like you draft one in the 1st round, but you also signed 2 nice pieces that have played a long time in the NFL. Linebacker is a position that is probably one you're looking for a little bit more depth, but everywhere else, you've done a really nice job of stacking weapons on this team because the roster wasn't bad a year ago.
Yeah.
They underperformed. And so you didn't have to make wholesale changes, but you did have to make some changes. They've done that because it's the NFL. I mean, you're not going to have a perfect roster. It's not it's not what that league is. And so, left tackle, he mentioned that, like if Trevor Penning's not the guy, then that falls back on you.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things that are going to be out
way
there
bigger
for
question
discussion.
mark there than I'm giving credit for
So
sure.
here's the question marks, and here's some of the things that they're either going to work in your favor or they're going to be the reason for your demise, right? Michael Thomas, Trevor Penning, the guard position in general on both sides, left and right guard, that's going to be something. And so, not maybe going to get another veteran linebacker because of Pete Warner's injury history, like Nick just mentioned, like that's going to be a piece of it as well. So there's going to be a couple things. Defensive tackle. You went first rounder, defensive tackle. You didn't sign maybe a headliner in free agency, although I do like what you did there. So there's a couple of positions where you understand it's a question mark. It can go either way, and those are the small things in the NFL that take you from either 10-7 or 7-10.
Yeah, it's good. Look, I'm excited to find out. I'm very excited. If nothing else, we live in a very new and exciting time of Saints football. So much, I feel like, is on the line this year as the Saints proving that they can be a relevant franchise in a post-Peyton and Breeze era. We'll see. Coming up next, very excited. Topic of the day, boys. Are we buying that LeBron James is contemplating retirement, or will he stick around for Bronny? Coming up next, a conversation you cannot get anywhere else right here on OTB. Keep it locked. 104.5 ESPN.
OTB, OT.
Get Gordon and get it done. Is LeBron done? Only time will tell. But if you need to get the job done, you want to get Gordon. 225-888-8888, right? But what about the man behind the avocado billboard? Because like we talked about, right, they did the Kim Mulkey shopping spree just recently. It was great. Raised about $5,000 nearly for Turner syndrome awareness and the fight against it. The other day, you had Get Gordon athletes, Gavin Guidry, Trey Morgan, Gavin Dugas, Shelton Sampson, all at the Miracle League's award ceremony, a nonprofit organization that allows people of all disabilities, whatever, to play and enjoy the game, and some of the superstars there enjoying it, and that's thanks to the G team. So get it done in the community, get it done in the courtroom. Gordon McKernan.
That's absolutely right, T-Bob. Go to the website, getgordon.com, find all that information, chat with them right there on the site, find cases they can handle, past client results, all on the website, 225-888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Oshner Health. Long live you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll have LSU's opponent for Wednesday's SEC tournament game, Fletcher Mackel from Saints OTAs, and Glenn West on the Tigers. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor, hanging out with you. We're not actually going to talk about the LeBron thing. That was just little jokesies. If you want LeBron talk, I'm sure it's going to dominate all of ESPN today. Even though you should be talking about the Nuggets, which, you know, the guy yelling that is just as dumb as the LeBron conversation. Like, you just have to accept the market forces are what they are. But shout out to the Nuggets.
I don't know that I've seen the Nuggets on TV today.
I don't know that I have, except when it came to, like, blocking LeBron's shot at the end, the Jamal Murray lockup. Do we think that the Heat finish the same way tonight? You think they end up sweeping the series?
I think so. I'm calling a sweep. The Celtics are totally lost in the sauce, man. Just dejected, defeated. Jimmy Butler has them in a chokehold.
And I agree. I think when they went up 3-0, I think that was it. They showed Jason Tatum all day yesterday, like sitting on the bench, just like disgusted at the rest of the team and all that. They're in shambles right now. Their coach is in over his head right now. They're done.
Well, I mean, that is a good point. Like, okay, so a couple points there. I think that it's got to be especially dejecting because Jimmy Butler didn't even play well. Like, you know, it wasn't like an insane Butler game in Game 3. It was all the UDFAs doing it to him. And I guess they hadn't really considered that the coaching disparity is arguably, you know, like we might look back on it with hindsight one day the same way that you can look at the 2011 LSU National Championship and see it was Nick Saban versus Les Miles, right? Like we don't actually know how big this coaching gap may be, except to know that Eric Spoelstra is one of the best of all time going to get someone who's new on the job.
Yeah,
essentially.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? The 2011 finals when Spoelstra had a superior team, but he was, you know, an inferior coach compared to Carlisle. He was kind of young, didn't have much experience, and he's actually talked about it. Like, he relates to Missoula. He feels somewhat bad for him. Like, that's a tough job. But like you're saying, the gulf in coaching in this series is huge. And in the finals against Denver, it would not be the same thing.
You see Jimmy Butler clowning Horford with the with the timeout celebration. Oof.
If you get that guy flustered, you've done something.
Yeah,
like,
true.
What? Yeah, explain that to me. I have no idea.
So in
what
one
that
of the
meant.
early games, Horford hit a big shot that he knew Miami was going to have to call a timeout after. So he called the timeout for them. Was it game 1?
Yeah, I think so. In Boston.
And the Boston was up big at the time. He calls the timeout for them. They end up actually calling it, obviously. And, Butler logged that. They end up blowing that game. Miami comes back. And then when Butler does the same thing to him this last game, he makes sure that Horford sees him calling it clearly in his face. Yeah, that was, whew.
So I saw that, and obviously I saw it everywhere. I'm like, okay, I don't remember that because full disclosure, I told y'all not locked in to this postseason.
No, randomly, last night's game was probably the most of any game that I've watched.
Me too.
Thus far this postseason. I don't know why. I'll tune in for the finals to see who ends up kind of winning this unexpected matchup of Nuggets Heat in the end. It's weird because I guess the Nuggets are kind of happy to be there in a way. Now, certainly they'd won a championship, whereas the Heat have to win a championship, even though they're playing with house money because everybody thought they sucked this year. But if you don't win a championship in Miami, then it doesn't mean anything, right?
It's an 8 seed versus a 1 seed. That's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
If that is indeed the finals.
To think about. Here's another little news piece. Welcome to the Tom Brady Owners Club as Tom Brady reaches an agreement to join the Raiders ownership group. He's the third player in NFL history to become an owner. The first two are George Halas and Jerry Richardson. He also has ownership in the WNBA champion, the Las Vegas Aces. And, Jake, you may be like, wait, can an owner also call football games? Is that like a conflict of interest? Well, he has that 10-year, $375 million broadcast from the deal from Fox due to start in 2024. Both Seth Wickersham and Adam Schefter reporting that it is unaffected as Fox had already blessed the arrangement. I mean, this world truly bends to Tom Brady's will. Whatever he wants, he gets.
And this is not rhetorical, throwing this out there. Is there any difference in him having ownership the way he calls games than when Tony Romo calls the Cowboys game or when
Troy Aikman
calls the Cowboys game or any
No, you get DeMario Davis.
Collinsworth calls a Bengals game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So that's always going to be there.
It's like getting Jonathan Vilma on a Saints game or something. It adds a little extra. You like it? No, it's no major.
I mean, he didn't play for him. I have no problem with this. The only problem I have is you could have picked a better franchise to invest in, but hey, that's not for me to say.
He loves Vegas.
He does.
Something about it. I mean, because that's just where the most money is. It
I
actually
have a deep hate for the Raiders.
But I'm saying if we're just talking pure business dollars and cents, a Vegas team does not have to be good. Its value will go up every single year.
So how awkward is it going to be the first time he walks into the building and they talk about the tuck rule?
I feel like I was wondering about that too, but I feel like that he had that commercial with Charles Woodson recently that kind of already buried that hatchet where he basically admitted it.
Maybe for them, but not for that fan base because that makes it worse. I mean, I would.
How awkward is it going to be when he walks in and Jimmy Garoppolo sees his boss once again? Tom back in his life.
Chaumy.
What if Tom becomes what if he just goes ahead, grants himself player owner status, and benches Garoppolo?
Is that the ultimate
backup once again?
Tom Brady becoming Jackie Moon is the ultimate full circle. Is that what we're saying?
And then he cucks Garoppolo. Garoppolo finally thought he had escaped him, and now he's back where his career began, subservient to Tom Brady. Poor Jimmy G.
I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look like Jimmy G cares.
I'll be honest with you. If Tom Brady's a quarterback, Hunter Renfrow ain't getting traded.
No.
Okay. That is 1,000% true.
1,000%.
There's nobody that wants Hunter Renfrow. I got a question. Look, underneath Tom Brady Owners Club, there's a video of Brooks Koepka clapping at the Carolina Panthers playoff game. And if we could bring up that video, I want to ask y'all if this is too long of a clap here. It's pretty intense. We don't need it with sound or anything. But, of course, Koepka hot right now, winning the PGA Championship, giving Live Golf a little legitimacy. But the kind of crazier part now, up to 5 majors for his career. So, all of a sudden, I guess, that makes him one of the best golfers of all time, right? I don't know much, but, Mickelson's at 6.
It's all about the majors.
Yeah. But look at Koepka at this Panthers game, dude. He's obviously a massive Panthers fan. He's locked in. Panthers have been winning these insane overtime games. But this is a long stretch of uninterrupted clapping here.
God, who's he look like right there?
Somebody who is maybe a little hyped up. A little in the zone.
Wes Welker at the Derby.
Yeah, it's I didn't
think that was that bad.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was asking. Maybe I'm making a mountain of a molehill.
I mean, come on, think about your clap. Let's go, boys. All right, boys.
Yeah,
finish it strong.
Keep going.
It's just
Let's go, Panthers.
You got 30 more seconds.
All right, guys. Hey, we really got to hone in here.
I guess
hone in overtime. Playoff hockey. It's playoff hockey. I mean, come on, you can do it.
I guess it's the intensity of the gaze that is throwing me off because his eyes are darting around and he looks locked in. Which, to be clear, I don't know what he's doing. But if I just won the PGA Championship after thinking my career was like maybe done and I was past my prime like he did, I would be celebrating too, drinking whatever, eating whatever, and enjoying a couple nights off as I watch my favorite hockey team. Which also, what's going on in Florida right now, dude? Wait, so the Panthers are also like an 8th seed just tearing through the playoffs?
Yeah, South Florida's got it going on.
Took care of the record holder, the Bruins, and now are taking care of the Maple Leafs? I don't know, man. I do have my Panthers jersey, though. Shut up. All right.
If only the U could do the same.
Oh, God. They're so bad. Mario Cristofraud. I am not a believer at all.
And that's hard because T-Bob believes in things that just aren't going to happen. Some of the beliefs that he has.
I don't believe in Steve Sarkisian. I don't believe
I like this side of
in
you.
Mario Cristofraud. I don't believe in Brent Venables. And I don't believe in saying that the dirt mounds are 100 years old either. Like those are all things that I absolutely do not believe in.
Yeah, you had me until you lied about the dirt mounds. Wow. But I will say, your Nebraska take, although it was awful last year, has legs this year.
Bro, it's starting to. You can feel it in the background, boys. The fields are being planted.
Hey, look, it's May 23rd, so let's do something that is not going to matter whatsoever. Like even next week, you got to give me the team that's not in the top 25 that has a chance to get to a New Year's Six bowl game.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do it next. Here on OTB, also Pac-12 news coming up.
OTB, OT.
225-206-1517. 225-206-1517. Guys, lock that phone number in. Once again, that is Thomas Email's cell phone number, okay? Thomas and Megan Email are the father-daughter combo over there. Riverlands Insurance. Riverlands Insurance is one of the fastest growing insurance companies in the entirety of the South. It is from Louisiana, so it understands the unique idiosyncrasies of the market, how to take advantage of them, how to make sure that you get the protection you deserve while saving money. And the best part is you call Thomas. That's a cell phone. He answers anytime. You don't lift a finger. You save money. 225-206-1517.
Yeah, and the best part about it, actually, there's a couple of things. One is you can do it anytime. He is ready for your call. We've been with him, and we have seen him in action, right? He's going to make sure that he answers any questions that you have. And that's also the other great part about it. It's not just in Baton Rouge. It's in the entire state of Louisiana. 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home, live Baton
is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco, voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR. The SEC baseball tournament underway. We'll know LSU's opponents. We'll start to break down the matchups. Join us for Tuesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB SEC tournament underway, Jake.
So, you know.
We're through one.
So, you know.
0-0. Georgia just, I don't know if it's 3. Yeah, it looks like 3 up, 3 down, I believe. It looks very wet. It looks very wet, but the game is going on. So South Carolina up to bat, or no, excuse me, Georgia back up to bat, top of the second when we get back. What do we tease right for the break there?
You had to pick a team that is, not expected to be like in the preseason top 25, that you can see make a run, like a New Year's Six type of run.
Okay.
You want me to go while you're looking?
Yep. Let me look up who is in the top. 25.
I am going to go with the Duke Blue Devils. They were 5-3 in the ACC a year ago. Now the ACC is going away from divisions. We'll see how they handle that. They were a 9-4 football team overall. They won, I think, their last 2 games. And when you look at Elko becoming the head coach and kind of the culture that they inherited from the previous staff and just keep moving along the direction that they're going in. They've got a really good quarterback coming back. They've done some nice things in the transfer portal. Again, 2-game winning streak looked really good to end the season a year ago. They bring in a couple of nice transfers. They get Al Blades from Miami. They get Miles Jones from Texas A&M. They've done a really nice job. As far as like Duke and being relevant, like they've done a really nice job at making that program look attractive through the transfer portal. They get another interior offensive lineman from Stanford. Mike Elko, shout out to you. I think the Duke Blue Devils, of course, again, this is something, a couple things got to happen here or there, but I'm going to go with the Duke Blue Devils, a team that's not in the top 25 that has a chance to make a nice little run. They were 9-4 a year ago. It's not that crazy.
I hate this. Is Texas A&M in the top 25 preseason this year?
Probably will not be.
If they are, that's criminal. There's no reason it should be.
Okay. But, like, that would be a team that – if I'm just thinking of teams that maybe have the players, now they're kind of the opposite of Duke, and that I don't know that I believe in the coaching or the infrastructure to get them there, right? Like the staff at Duke last year. Who's the head coach first year here?
Mike Elko.
Yeah, Mike Elko. Yeah. They elevated their team, no doubt. Jimbo and company did not, but I just always think about, okay, what if A&M does put it together a la 2020? Like they could be right back to New Year's Six if they're outside the top 25.
Riley Leonard from Duke, though, by the way, check him out, quarterback. If you don't know him, he's a dude.
Too early, but still Nebraska is someone who probably in 2 years you could maybe in the most perfect of timelines could potentially be sneaking. Nebraska has this going for them. if there's a way to get them into the New York Six or in the New Year's Six, they will do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's enough attraction for and desire for that brand to be back, enough business to be had, that if they're one of those, if they're like a 2018 LSU, 9-3 going to the Fiesta Bowl, like they would love to put a 9-3 Nebraska in a Fiesta Bowl if that was at all possible. I don't think it's possible for Nebraska to go 9-3 this year, but maybe. Certainly, there's a Big 12 team on this list that I'm missing. Is there big? Texas Tech is going to be ranked though, huh?
They'll probably be at the back end.
Okay, because if Texas Tech was unranked, I would say that would for sure.
So I almost went with one of the new schools going into the Big 12. UCF, Houston, BYU, Cincinnati. I think the Big 12 is going to be very interesting. I think there's going to be some quality in the Big 12, and which one of those teams kind of rises to the top. It feels like one of them is going to have an opportunity. When you look at the scheduling in the Big 12, TCU is interesting because they get a quarterback that was the starter over Max Duggan before he gets hurt coming back. You get Kendall Bryall, so TCU's interesting. Kansas State is very interesting.
Yeah.
Texas is Texas until they prove us wrong. Oklahoma, I don't have high expectations for. So the Big 12 fills up for grabs.
Texas and Oklahoma, what weird unknowns. Look, hey, you want to feel younger, better, stronger, you want to look better, go check out Rejuve-Me, okay? Restore Me, Refuel Me, Rejuve-Me. Location right here in Baton Rouge, also Slidell, Metairie, now Shreveport as well, if you're up there listening to the 318. And look, the bottom line is that if you just want to recapture some of that energy that you used to have, that kind of confidence they used to have, Rejuve-Me can do that, man. We're talking about doing upkeep on your body, okay? Achieving your best physical self. And there's many ways to do that. But it's not one size fits all. So go get your labs drawn, see what's going on in your body, and let them customize a plan for you. Make sure to ask about the metabolization optimization while you're in there. That's RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore Me, refuel me. We love Rejuve-Me. All right, when we get back, still ask the bench. Right by Cold Curse Life Visitor Hotels from Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Suite.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
$0 over MSRP at Corval Toyota in Opelousas. That's right. Don't pay over MSRP. There's no markup.
Join me, Jimmy Ott and Charles Henniger for the Monday edition of Game Time. Game Time live from Fin Bomb, Sushi Burrito, Poke Ramen, Burbank and Leeds. Game Time Monday 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Mario continues to cheat on Willie Green with Eric Spoelstra. Zion Williamson with Max Strus. Disgusting, Mario.
Feels great. Exhilarating.
Okay, so Mario's going to Miami next week. How much Heat gear does he come back with?
It's going to be so annoying. He's going to have like a cockeyed like Heat flat bill.
He's going to have like a Jimmy Butler headband.
They're going to get in a jersey on some real. I don't buy many jerseys at this stage of my life, but I'm considering
He's
it.
going to come back and just claim to be Cuban. He's no longer going to claim Guatemala. It's only going to only be Cuba.
Oye, chico, ¿qué pasa?
Yeah, there you go.
¿Qué onda? Vamos, Heat.
Vamos.
Mario ain't buying nothing. Y'all are crazy. If it's free, it's him. Otherwise, he ain't buying nothing.
I don't know, bro. You don't go to Miami not to buy nothing.
Yeah, vacation Mario is a little different.
Ooh, okay. I hope you do. It'll be fun.
That's the bench. So it's been like over a year. Why do we still call it the third hour of OTB OT? I don't know. That's a good question.
I agree. And like we don't get like time and a half.
No,
it's not really
years.
OT. Why did y'all call it OT?
Because originally it was just me. Jordy would go work. It was like an additional hour to the show that wasn't there previously. That I'd wanted forever.
So it was still on air.
Yes, but Jordy would leave and go do sales.
Go do sales.
And then I would just stay on and do an extra hour.
Okay.
An overtime hour.
Okay. Yeah, we probably don't need to call it that anymore.
Brought to you by Cold Kurz Light, Busy Art Tilter, Blue Moon Light, Sky Citrus Sweet. Shout out Lloyd. T-Bob, what % did they swell and they changed colors? Not that much swelling. Just, you're kind of run-of-the-mill bruising. Not over the top bruising. Getting better every day, Bo. It's going to be a long week on one front, though.
Chill.
I'm saying it's the longest
chill.
learned back in the day. in Hoover right now.
Still scoreless?
Still scoreless, bottom of the second.
I know.
It does look like South Carolina just got the leadoff man on, though. Nice little single.
Do you care who LSU plays?
No.
They both have outstanding freshmen.
Yeah.
I think South Carolina's arms
I think
are a
Petrie's
little bit more consistent.
Petrie's in a little bit more of a type of slump, like a relative slump again, right? It's like a Dylan Cruz type deal. So maybe, South Carolina's slumping harder than Georgia, but still, well, I don't know. Post injuries, are they more talented than Georgia?
South Carolina's bullpen gave us a couple, some fits, and I think I'm going to go Georgia here. It doesn't matter.
Ask the bench. Have you tried Funyun flavored Lay's? No. Sounds awful.
No, it doesn't.
Funyuns are all right.
Fantastic.
They're all right. Ask the bench. Cuban coffee or Vietnamese iced coffee?
Cafecito.
All coffee.
Yeah, any coffee.
Any coffee. It can be from any region.
Would you punch a coworker for $1 million, and then would you give him some?
Square in the face.
Yeah.
All of you.
We could split it.
Every one of you. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'd take it.
OTB